Hey, Eggman, have you ever met Wendy?
Wendy? Who might she be?
Oh, she's just a little strange.
Strange, thou sayest? Wouldst thou care to elaborate?
Well, she's a bit peculiar in her ways. She once ate an entire pizza with a fork and knife.
Indeed, she must be a rare sort of creature.
She's also the type to put ketchup on her scrambled eggs.
Oh, the horror! The audacity! The madness!
And she once wore a turtleneck during summer.
This Wendy is truly an enigma, and her ways cannot be understood by mere mortals.
Howdy, howdy. Okay. I guess it's just going to be a short check-in this evening. Yeah, I can't get my thing working. I'm frustrated. Okay, that's not coming in either. My battery broke. No. Okay, so the weather don't want to work either. It was kind of rainy-ish this morning. I'd give you a temperature, but nothing's working. I'm probably not even getting much of a signal, actually. Hey, Carrie. How's it going? Yeah, my phone doesn't want to give me what the weather was. Maybe my laptop will. Morning. Today's yes, no vote. Something about saving the whales. Better than. Oh, you're doing better than you were? That's good. Hold on, I gotta grab something. There we go. I chased 3 people out of one camping spot today. It's like everybody wanted it for free, and nobody wanted to reserve it. Kind of odd. Let me mute the camera for a second. Nope, that don't work either. My batteries are dead. Dead, I tell you. So the VIX did bingo already this week. So I'm trying to rethink. I just drove to Walmart 2 nights in a row. So I really can't drive again. Well, I can't leave the camp anyway when I'm the only camp host on duty. No storms yet. That's good. What's going on with this thing? Yeah, we had dark clouds most of the day. But just light sprinkles. Nothing really big. Dang it. I don't know what's wrong with my things. I'm getting upset. So, I don't know if we want to do or try to do anything tonight. I think my whole thing's broke is what's going on. Dang it. Yep. Great. So, did anybody have anything happen today? Anything interesting? think I broke my pen. I know, the awkward silence. I can't tell if it's broke or it's supposed to be that way. Maybe it's supposed to be that way. I can't even go run to the store to get a new one. Dang it. Worked fine all day until now. Just felt blah, worked on your computer and napped. Yeah, I felt really blah myself today. There just wasn't very many people talking today. And I'm not a fan of being by myself. So, yeah. If this don't fix it, nothing's going to. I'm going to be upset. Nope, it's not going to fix. It's totally broke. Can't charge the other one. Oh, I'm frustrated now. I really had nothing on the agenda. It was just sort of a check-in. If nobody has anything they want to talk about or anything they want to bring up, I noticed Nabi put that link in there, but I can't click it in StreamYard. Let me go to YouTube and see if I can. I think this is the yes/no stuff you usually post. Today's yes/no vote. Ban nuclear power to save the whales. Okay, so if I vote on this, does the vote go to somebody in charge that can effectively shut it off, or is this just voting? Let's talk about cinematic lobsters. Okay. I don't know anything about cinematic lobsters. General world opinions. Okay. More opinion stuff. All right. Cinematic lobsters. I don't see anything really fun in that. Lobsters are blue from Mindful Moments. Doing a real-time Fukushima video as you speak. You're at you're videoing Fukushima. No. I don't even know where I can get a new one at this time of day. Frustrated. So they're just gathering opinions for now. They feed me belly. Okay, I'm lost. Okay. I've got no more batteries. I hate when you try to make something work really bad and there's just no ability to make it work at all. None. The one I can't charge. Don't have the right adapter, and the other one, I don't know what happened to it. It looks like the wires broke. You can show me some unedited if you want. We could. I don't know how this thing's supposed to work. Only have like 2 minutes at the moment. Okay. This is gonna make it work easier. Okay. Did I not post the link? I thought I did. Sorry. I'm not even going to worry about pasting. I'm just going to post it again. Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll shuffle around in my frustration trying to make something work that just isn't going to work. It's broke. Dang it. My other options, I don't even know. Dang it. Well, that's about all I did today. Chased 3 campers out of the same spot. Scrubbed some toilets. That's about it. It was not an exciting day. And tomorrow I won't be able to leave camp either, so I won't be able to do a game or anything. Okay. Hopefully the next place I go has better signal. I don't think I'm going to camp where there isn't a good signal for a while. I need good signals. I gotta remember where to put the other stuff. Thought I had it there, but I don't. Hey, Eric. I'm dealing with some frustration. My batteries are all dead. Hey, Carrie.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
It's been one heck of a week.
How's it? I found my emails I thought I drunk deleted.
Uh-oh.
That was pretty bad.
I forget to check it every now. I had
Well,
like over 5.
I had like 700 to go through.
Yeah, me too. I'm
Hey,
like,
Eric.
Hello.
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 So,
Okay, go ahead.
oh, no, go ahead.
But I'm off today because I didn't have people to talk to. It was empty here today.
Oh, yeah, I'm probably going to be off of work tomorrow because the boss has run out of jobs. So he's got to go do more prospecting, I guess.
Okay.
I've been actually thinking about a few things, and I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do when the season's over. You know, because about middle of November, my season's over, and I've got the choice of either I can take the winter off, which is what I normally do, because I've just basically been stockpiling all year. I really haven't been doing anything to spend anything. Or, I consider and try to find a winter job. But I've actually had the idea a little bit of kind of doing a van life in my car.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, here, let's see if I can pull up this link. I'll show you a link of a guy that did it with my exact same car. And I mean, granted, it's not going to be anything that I would say would be something that I would want to do long term. It's not as comfortable as like your little
Wait, you're
your
talking
little
about
camper.
your little car?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. No, I'm dead serious. Here, hold on. Here, let me pull up another screen, and I'll share my screen, and we can watch it so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's actually pretty good. Okay, let me pop this over here, and then go share screen, and go share screen, and there we go. Let's see. We'll share.
I've been thinking about doing that for a long time too, and I just have to make the jump.
Yeah.
We'll all do it. We'll all just go camp in a spot.
There you go.
Okay. Let's see.
We could do a convoy of nothing and just travel around.
They're going to have a camping thing down here November 3rd to the 6th.
Mona's having her thing too.
The same weekend?
The November 4th.
Oh, great.
Oh, did you double book yourself?
No, I can't make it that far.
Oh.
All right, so
okay.
I'm not sure.
Guy. Okay,
he doesn't look like a what?
A small guy.
No, it's actually surprisingly a good little setup that he's got. I probably won't do the shelf. There's another video where a guy's got basically the same thing, but I think the idea is pretty sound. I'm gonna fast forward to where he actually kind of folds everything out.
Nobby
And
can get his bus over. Come on, Nobby, let's go camping.
Put some pontoon on that bus.
Okay. Can you guys hear?
No, I can't hear it.
Can't hear it.
Okay, that's fine. It's mostly just for the show. Get it to where he starts converting it, and then you guys can kind of see how he does the conversion on my little car.
He pulls that all out.
Well, this piece here is a shelf. That
Yeah.
I wouldn't put that in. This is the base down here where the bed actually is. So all this is just his. He wanted to have a shelf in there.
Well, you
And
know they have tents you can put on the back of them things too.
Yeah, but if you're stealth camping in a parking lot or something,
Okay.
you know, if I'm traveling across the country, you know, that could be a problem if I'm popping a tent out the back.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, he's running a little buddy heater. I'm surprised he didn't burn the roof of his car with that. Me, I've got some 12-volt electric blankets, and I've got that jump pack that you gave me, Wendy, that I can run it
There
off
you
of.
go.
And then I've got a 40 below sleeping bag too, so I really don't need to. I don't really need to sit here and heat the car.
No, usually with the small car, body heat works fine.
Yeah.
Like, what did he do? Lay that seat down flat?
Yep. Took the headrest off. He's got the back seat out of the car, which is just a couple of bolts, so that's not the end of the world.
Right.
And then basically he built a base where the back seat was and the trunk. But you end up with 6 feet 8 inches of room.
That's
He's got his bed folded up there.
You got to get out and set it up every time you get somewhere. Hi, Ariel.
Yeah, well,
We're watching Eric's dream of traveling the country in his itty bitty mouse car. I'm calling little cars mouse cars.
I'm considering it.
Nobby, you're only going to Tennessee?
Tennessee's going to be cold, Nobby. Mid-November.
Yeah, make sure that's off.
Yeah, I wish StreamYard would pick up the audio. I don't know why it doesn't.
Because it's a bully.
So I mean, that's the amount of, you know, this shelf up here, up on the top, is his own little creation.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put that there, but you have all this. You've got 6 feet 8 inches,
That's
and I'm
pretty
only 6'2". You know,
I'm only 5'3", and my camper's 5'8", but I get high. I need pillow space, so my head doesn't hit the wall.
So, you know, that's my idea right there. I think it's pretty. I think it's a pretty cool little idea.
So you're gonna go over my way then?
Well, I was thinking, come November, I'd go to like New York and then go down to Florida and then kind of just go everywhere. You know, just kind of go wherever I decide I want to go. You know?
You're welcome, Ariel. We do fibbage every Tuesday night. I'm like wondering if I'm going to make the rest of the season out here because every day I get up and I'm like, I want to go. I got to go. I want to go. I got to go. And there wasn't enough work to keep me busy today, so it went really crazy. I'm like, I'm not used to summers just sitting like this. It's driving me batty.
Yeah, and then there's another guy that's got a similar one, but his doesn't show quite as much, unfortunately. Here, I'll pull up his real quick. But so I mean that's the kind of the idea. And then we'll come off of this, and we'll go up here, and we'll go paste. Yeah,
That guy looks a little bit smaller.
same car.
I've seen quite a few of these cars out in the desert. Your movies are too big for OBS, so you have to screen share and watch it. Okay.
Yeah, and he's just got the one seat down, but you could put both seats down if you wanted, and then you just got your platform to lay on. So
Right. Where do you store all your stuff? Underneath the platforms?
well, because it's two pieces. It's separate pieces. You just take the pieces, stack them up on top, put the mattress on top of that.
Aren't you gonna have clothes and food and heat and all that kind of stuff?
Well, for my thing, I don't think I'm going to do as much of a van life. It's more going to be just a place to sleep while I'm traveling, because the idea is that I'm going to go visit people. I'm going to sit here and I'm probably going to stream, and some of the people like you, I may come out and say hi and visit and stay for a couple of days, and maybe go over to Courtside for a couple of days, and then boogie on down to California and go see like Taco Joe, or so some of it's going to be, I'll probably be staying at people's houses, and this is just, if I'm on the road and I got no place to sleep, well, at least I've got a place to crash for the night. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah, I'm not doing the whole completely converting my car. I'm going to do it in a sense where I can pull it out when I get home and it's back to being a normal car. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm
keep the working on a box idea for the back of my truck.
Yeah.
I've done it that way many years, traveling on the East Coast, because I have relatives all the way up and down, all the way to Nova Scotia. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I actually thought about, I was looking at a Ford. What was it? Ford. I'm not a huge Ford fan, but it is what it is. Transit van, I think it is. Let me double check.
Yeah.
It might actually be smaller. I think it's the micro transit. It's not the full size one. Where is it?
Anyway, morning, Wendy, Eric, Kerry.
Hello. Yeah, it's a Ford Transit Connects.
Okay. I think I've seen that.
XLT. So let me see if I can pull up what a Ford Transit Connects looks like.
I'm used to Ford Transit Mark 1s myself back in 80s and 90s.
I used to have a 76 Chevy 3/4 ton. I converted to an RV type thing, but it's long gone now.
New Transits are front wheel drive, aren't they?
Yeah.
I prefer rear wheel drive ones.
Oh, you see quite a bit of these out at Quartzsite. The little vans.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, here's one right here. that I was looking at. Share my screen again real quick.
I might be having to head to the East Coast in spring.
Yeah, why is that?
Because my brother's band's playing and they want me to come out.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this little thing. Just because I don't know. You know.
Be just about perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
You don't got to shift a lot of stuff to crawl in and sleep in one of those.
Yeah, I see that this got a back wall. So that would kind of suck because you got to get out of the vehicle on this one. But I could buy one that doesn't have it. This one's a little pricey. I mean, you know, this one's what is it? 25,900. So, but it's only got 53,000 miles.
Yeah, it's brand spanking new shape, that one, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, Apple CarPlay, the whole 9 yards, and it gets
It's got a really ugly mouth on it, though, hasn't it? The front end of it looks like a big gob.
Yeah, I think it's supposedly based on the European version of the Ford Festiva van.
Look at that, it looks like a fish.
Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, if I
Fords
did a
good though. In
if
England,
I did a
we rely on Fords heavily back in 80s and 90s. They were brilliant vehicles. Mark 1 Escorts, Mark 1 Transits.
yeah.
Brilliant. But I don't know what they're like now. They're all robot made, aren't they?
Well, I mean, I've got a 15-passenger Chevy van that I could do if I really wanted to. But the problem is at its best, it gets 18 miles to the gallon. You know, where something like that Ford Transit gets close to 28.
Yeah, 28, 30, 35, yeah.
You know, my
just lost
I don't know who's
Bobby's rain video. It sounded like somebody just flushed something.
It's not me. What's that noise?
No, not me.
Who's playing that noise?
I think it's I don't know. Temporarily mute people until it goes away.
No, it's Bobby's rain video.
It's when she's pressing all the knobs.
No, it's Carrie. It's Carrie.
Yeah, could be.
Oh, is it Carrie?
Carrie.
I'm sitting at my desk here, so.
Yeah, you were picking up some hum or something from something.
Oh, right.
As soon as you blinked away, the sound went away.
I just put on my Bluetooth headband.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so like I said, if I wanted to do a more permanent setup, I'd probably do something like that Ford Transit, but I don't know. I have no idea. But I figured screwing with the car would be.
Are you mechanically minded?
Kind of.
Why didn't you get a scrap Transit from some scrapyard and do one up?
Hey, Nobby, look at his name.
Oh yeah, mechanic Eric. Cost.
You're so observant.
I just found out your name was Eric half an hour ago. I haven't read the full thing.
Yeah. Really, you know, what it kind of comes down to is, you know, if I'm gonna do like a full build like that, I really just don't want to have to deal with the unreliability issues.
The two really simple builds I've had in my life was a Ford Escort, which had a knackered clutch, rear-wheel drive, cost me 11 quid and 15 quid to fix it. It took me around Europe.
Yeah.
A Volkswagen Beetle 1300S in red, front end all crushed up. Got another front end off another scrap car, cut it off, welded it on, put a new bulkhead on. Next day it was fine. Going through MOT.
You got to work to do all that stuff.
Yeah, but it only takes a week.
Yeah.
A week of your time, 2 cars, put them back together again. You're sorted, and it's hell of a lot cheaper than whatever you were saying about that, whatever that price of that Ford Transit was.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you're right. I mean, I could go a little bit older.
I did this on side of road on ramps. I didn't have a garage or anything, I did it on
Yeah.
side of road.
But you're English. We're Americans.
You drive on the wrong side of the road, so it makes it difficult to put steering wheel on, doesn't it?
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, technically, I've got a camper that fits in the bed of my truck, But the problem is that pulling that camper, with the truck, I'm only getting 10 miles a gallon. So
That's bad.
yeah, so it's like it's fine if I'm going someplace. Like, let's say I go to Quartzsite and I'm going to stay there for a couple of months. I'm absorbing that cost in fuel because I'm not moving. I get there and I stay. That's not too bad. But if I plan on sitting here and just traveling, and constantly going, I mean, even with the fuel prices the way it is right now, it costs $25 to fill up my car to go 220 miles.
I wish I had that kind of mileage.
And that's with having the wrong tires on the car. I mean, I unfortunately didn't buy the low rolling resistance tires, so so I actually lose about 7 to 8 miles per gallon because I've got the wrong tires on the car.
Yeah, weight and things like that's important as well, isn't it?
Well, really, it's the low rolling resistance tires. If you,
yeah.
I got one of those Honda Insights, like the original, like 2001 era, and I changed out the tires, and I bought literally the only tire I could find in the factory size, and it wasn't a low rolling resistance tire, and I went from getting 53 miles to the gallon to getting 40 some miles to the gallon, and I can't use fifth gear. I can't use fifth gear because the engine doesn't have enough power to mechanically go with the resistance that the tires give. So I have to drive it in fourth at a higher RPM just to sit here and drive that car.
I went and got my check engine light reset, and it didn't come back on, and that's what started my road trip frenzy today.
Hey, Carrie, do you have any other headset or anything? Because the feedback on that thing is just really bad.
Okay, let me cut it off.
Maybe he has. Wait, let me check his settings.
No.
Nope. The mic.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's still there, though.
I can hear you breathing,
Yeah.
Gary.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, he's alive.
Yeah, see, I don't know if he muted or whatnot, but you can hear all that background noise is now gone.
It's better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the headset, but yeah, you got a lot of when you're not talking, it just starts building and amplifying, and the longer you don't talk, the louder it gets.
Or-
Then you'll talk and it'll like go away.
Okay.
And then it starts amping up again. So it's almost like it's like a ground loop issue.
But
I don't know.
So anyway, here's what we hear. We hear Carrie talk, and then we hear him breathe a little, and then it gets louder breathing and louder breathing.
might be my sinuses are giving me heck, so it could be that COPD.
It sounded electrical to me.
It's probably my AC.
You didn't treat yourself on your birthday, did you, Kerry? Like I told you to do.
I didn't
Yeah.
do what?
You didn't treat yourself like I told you to do on your birthday, did you?
Didn't you see his birthday videos?
No, I sure didn't, Nobby. I've been so dark busy. I haven't
Oh.
had to-
You should treat yourself, mate.
I am. I definitely.
Give yourself a day.
I definitely will.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to what I was saying. I just wish those guys would have said and given you a little bit more. This is how we built it. They just showed you the finished product. Both guys, they did nothing but show you the finished. I messaged them. I sent them a message and I checked their channel, and neither one sat here and like went and did a, this is how I built it video. They both just said, this is how I sleep in my car, and that's it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like, oh, okay, well, whatever. So I'm gonna have to reinvent the wheel.
There's a girl that I used to watch. She did stealth camping in California, and she showed her build out in her little car.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a guy that had a pretty good video on using construction paper to make window blinds, and the fact,
Construction paper?
yeah, they used construction paper.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, the idea is for the stealthiness. I've already got tinted windows, and if you use black construction paper, and granted, I'm going to be traveling in the winter, I don't really need the heat rejection that the silver insulation would give me.
Eclectic.
But yeah, the Reflectix. So the black would actually help with the tint, because it would just look like my windows are painted black. All the windows. Nobody's going to be able to see in. So
Do you know Vince Dan Vincent off Freedom Front Canberra, Eric?
No.
Okay, he's got he had a setup. I think it was the back of a Chevrolet. I'm not too sure, but I'll try find it for you and I'll show you what his setup's like. It's pretty much like what that little car was like, but a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But he's been living in it for years, so it's well, you know what I mean, well sorted.
Yeah,
Pretty similar to that.
I'm not looking to live in it, I more or less than just, the traveling that I plan on doing, this
All right,
winter,
yeah,
if I decide to do it.
like a festival bus type thing.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to go to an event, like if I went to Courtside, straight to there, I'm just going to take the big truck and the big camper, Yeah, because then I've got all the room to stretch out, and I've got the toilet and the sink and the.
Oh, you've got alternatives
the
as well, have
shower.
you? I thought you were talking about building your first one. All right, yeah.
Well, I'm actually considering building one just for the gas mileage, just to do things like going around the country, because as much as I enjoy my my big truck with the camper, and the fact that I can pull a trailer and pull my mud trucks and stuff behind it and go to mudding events, it's so damn expensive if you're just continuously moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it would be nice to have something that was a little bit more economical, if I'm going to travel across the country and screw around, So, what?
Sorry.
What are you laughing about?
Nothing.
Because I said screw around?
No, it was something else.
Okay, let us all in.
I can't.
What, you sat on something, have you?
we broke Wendy, I guess.
All right, fair enough.
So, Eric, did I hear you once quite a while ago, quite a long time ago, say you worked for Pep Boys in Orlando?
Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, Fort Lauderdale. Okay.
Yeah.
Lauderdale.
And that's a really good memory, because God, I'm surprised anybody would remember that.
That was back on the PC.
That was back
You must
when?
have been reminiscing, Carrie.
When you were with the TPC.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty impressive that you remember that.
He sent me a picture of TPC with me in the front row.
Yeah.
You must be reminiscing today, aren't you?
I don't know. I was going through pictures and stuff, I wish I could have. I wish I could have been on it, but heart attacks don't let you do that stuff.
Yeah. Trying to pull up some photos real quick.
It was a good experience. I could have stayed longer hadn't they ended it so weirdly, and I ended up listening to some people talk. It just freaked me out even more, and I made a run for it.
Yeah, I totally understand, Wendy. I really do.
That was scary.
Being a bloke and that, I really understand what you're talking about. Yeah.
Hey, part of a nomad is you can lose your freaking mind and take off anytime you want. I was glad to find all my emails today, though. I thought I deleted them all, and that night I was reading them, the peach wine for dinner night. I couldn't find my emails anymore after that. Here, my cellular data from my email wasn't turned on this iPhone. For some reason it got bumped or something. So I wasn't getting any email for like 3 days since that. And I thought, man, I broke it.
Yeah, I almost broke my phones this weekend. When I did that rally Saturday, I used my second phone, but I used the Apple video. And it took up my hard drive in a heartbeat instead of doing Prism as not a live but a recording like a dummy.
Oh.
I almost messed up big time.
I gotta take that banner off.
Okay.
It's freaking me out seeing Wendy B of AZ on Nobby's driving stream. Here we go.
What picture do you want at the bottom right?
Huh?
What type of pictures do you want bottom right?
I still want you to do a 3D of the campfire.
Didn't I sort of try to do one of them?
You did, Bart.
I've got so many videos, I can't remember what I've done.
No, I remember it started and then you added a bunch of stuff, and I don't know where your mind went on that one.
All right. So
I'll see if I can find some.
Here I can show Nobby what my setup is. Here we go. So this is what I ran with the convoy. But obviously I didn't bring the mud truck.
Although, man, you should have.
Oh, wow.
Now that I think about
that
it,
monster truck looks really like my monster truck. My monster truck's exactly the same colour as yours.
Yeah.
Green, but mine's got black flashes in it, so it's like a bit like tiger stripe sort of green. And
gotcha.
Are you sure you don't want to take the mud truck across the country? That could be fun.
Yeah, that truck looks brilliant. I bet that only does about half a mile to gallon though.
I'm like, throw the mud truck in and I'll ride on the tow trailer and pay half the gas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the funny thing is that the truck, the dually, once the camper's on there because of the wind resistance, it almost doesn't matter what the hell I'm pulling behind it.
What is that green thing? Is it a Toyota or something?
No, that's a K30, a Chevy K30.
Oh, Chevy. Okay.
Yeah, it's a Chevy
it's got
K30.
It's got a face of a what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's got a 454 big block running on military 2.5 ton Rockwell axles.
Have you got a sound bite from it? Have you got what the engine sounds like on MP3 or out?
Yeah, I probably could pull something up. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, let's have a listen to it.
Give me 1 second here.
Because I can, if you don't mind, can I take the MP3 off you? Yeah, the sound of your engine if it's really good, and put and then download it and put my RC car.
Have you seen Nobby's videos, Eric?
I don't.
He does some really fun videos. he does sounds and pictures and
I'll put you a
manipulating.
pretty one on now.
Plays his
Hang on.
guitar. It's peaceful.
I'll put a pretty one on. Wait, hang on. Let's find one.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
there's my truck. Look, that's one of my trucks. But the green one, I haven't filmed the green one yet.
Actually, stop sharing. Present. I got to download this file real quick because that's the only way it's going to play audio.
Yeah. MP3s are really small, aren't they? Usually about 2
Well,
3
it's
megs.
no. All I got is videos. Videos of it rocking and rolling.
Oh, video. Okay, fair enough. You take the sound off it, whatever.
Let's see. So we got this video. I got to download it. I got this video I can download, but I've actually got a really good video.
Back up, Nobby. I like that other rug.
I've got a matching one to go in the kitchen. Look, them rugs were £1 each. Got two for £2 from auction.
There. It needs a good cleaning, but I like that rug.
Well, I bought it dirty. It was only £1. I got a pair of them for £2 from auction the other week.
There you go.
Okay, so I've got a couple of videos I can video file. So I've got this one. There you go.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got video as well. Cool. So when I go up bus, can I come and have a go in your truck?
Huh?
Can I come and have a go in your truck when I come over?
Well, we'd have to go to a mudding event.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to be travelling 4,000 miles to come on bus or where?
Yeah. Let's try this one.
No, he don't even need road.
X32 from York.
But he's coming.
Here you go.
Is it possible to try and do better in this film?
So I don't know. So that's some videos of my truck going.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
You can do it in real life. I haven't got a driving license, so I can't go anywhere. You know, it's very difficult.
You don't have a driving license?
No, I had to give it in because I'm on cannabis prescription.
Oh, okay. That sucks. So what's this video that we're watching?
No, it's brilliant. It means I can go anywhere I want to stunt.
Okay.
But I can arrive at events and drive your truck, but I can't drive it on the road.
Oh yeah. Well, you couldn't drive that truck on the road anyways. It's not road legal.
Right.
When I put the hydraulic steering system on there, as soon as you do that, you don't have a physical connection to the steering components. That automatically makes it not street legal.
All right. It's not got rear wheel split steer, has it?
No, I was thinking about doing it. But for right now, no, it's just got front hydraulic steering.
Yeah.
You know, the problem is if I lived in like Texas or something, I could drive that truck down the street, you know, change out the steering system, and I could drive that truck down the street all I want. But here in Wisconsin, you know, they are such sticklers for tire size and, you know, lift and the whole, and they're, as soon as I fired that thing up, I'd be surrounded by the entire police department.
Yeah. That's I don't know much about America, but I know about the Constitution and about what America sort of is mirror image of England sort of thing. And what I find, what I've put to a conclusion, I don't know if it's right or not, is that Texas state is the sister state to Yorkshire, where I live.
I tell
And
you.
it's pretty much like the people there in Texas are pretty much like Yorkshire people are. Am I
Well,
correct? You know what I'm saying?
no, I really don't, because I don't know much about Yorkshire. But the interesting thing about Texas is it is one of the only states that is completely self-sufficient.
It's more free, isn't it? Yeah.
No. I mean,
Whatever.
all the other states are on the nationwide power grid,
Yeah.
and things like that, and and are dependent on the government for financial aid to keep their programs going and all that stuff. Where Texas exports, they export electricity, they export money, for
So
taxes.
Texas is in fact its own little nation, isn't it? Inside
And
America.
And they've actually talked about sitting here and superseding or separating from the United States.
Have they got their own tax system in Texas compared with America as well?
Oh, what system?
Have they got a different taxing system in Texas compared with the rest of America?
I don't know.
Because I'm a constitutionalist, you see. This is what we're trying to get England to be back into little sort of like into counties and things like that, where they're all independent. They've all got their own taxing systems. They've all got their independence. So therefore, the next county wants to be rivaling the next county. So therefore, the country builds more because you've got your country's in a rivalry sort of situation where everybody's working hard to be able to make the country go as it used to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the funny thing is back a long time ago, before, we had these mandatory taxes and stuff. I mean, the government still had money. They were building roads. Things were getting done.
Yeah.
It's the fact that, there's so much abuse and corruption in our government right now, with where the money's going, that's the problem.
Yeah. Back before the 40s, before they started income tax, it was all bonds and levies and things like that people paid tolls and different things to raise money. Plus the states had their own taxes.
Mm-hmm.
But,
that's what we're trying to say, Kerry. Is that conversation you're talking about? Each state has its own taxes and its own independence type of thing. Yeah.
Like Florida has no income tax. They use the sales tax to raise the money.
Yeah.
That's when if you're in a good county, your county looks gorgeous. If you're in a really horrible one, it doesn't look all that good. But at the moment where it's all like unions and UK and unions and United States and all this lot, it ends up being a bit like what America's going through at the moment. It's just a dire drug den S-hole, isn't it? In places compared to where it was 20, 30 years ago.
I mean, our problem really comes down to just so much corruption and wasteful spending. I mean, on stupid shit, and the fact that unfortunately we've run into the role where we've turned into world's police. So we're out here fighting wars for everybody, and and I don't think a lot of the other countries sit here and foot the bill, as much as they probably should. Granted, it's pushing the America's interest, but still.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just we need to sit here and come back home, stop fucking with other people, let them do their thing, sit here and cut, make cuts in what the hell we're spending, and I don't know. We gotta clear the swamp, and unfortunately, it's never gonna happen because you need the swamp to clear the swamp, and they're not gonna cut their own throats.
No, not at all.
Not
even
a lot of these politicians are just suicidal psychopaths.
Yeah,
and they're not in it for money.
Well, I mean, the funny thing is you listen to some of these people, and you honestly realize that these are complete fucking idiots. Okay.
Word.
Sorry. Okay. I got you. I already said it. It's too late. But I mean, you come to the, and I'll try not to say it again.
Hey,
but
Mona.
I mean, you just come to the realization that you listen to what they say, and they will sit here and try to write bills and make laws on subjects that they have no idea what the heck they're talking about. Anybody that's got any intelligence in the field of what they're talking about just sits here and shakes their head and goes, what the heck are these people talking about?
Yeah.
It's a popularity contest. That's all our politicians have ever become. You don't even have to be smart. You can be a vegetable that falls up and down stairs and has to talk off a teleprompter, as long as people like you, and you can become president in this country. You don't have to know anything,
Tell you, anybody can be president.
Yeah.
I need to run
You need to run? Okay, bye.
for president.
Oh.
Well, if anybody can, then everybody can. We'll all just be president all at the same time.
Now they meant it, you have to have money too now.
Well, you don't have to have money. You just have to be likable enough that people will give you money.
Right.
But
Right.
what
You
if
have
you
to be able
can
to-
paint as well as Hunter Biden? Could you not be rich?
Yeah. I don't know. It's I'm so done with this world and this government and politics, and I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel on any of this.
Yeah, the way it is now, everything's true, but everything's false. So you have to take everything going on around. You have to believe
What
everything.
kind of light are we expecting at the tunnel, though?
And then prove
Well-
that,
A fixed government that's not corrupt, that actually works for the people.
Humans are
That isn't,
corrupt.
huh?
But humans are corrupt, so how are we going to find that?
yeah.
So why have all the governments on all over the planet covered up Fukushima? It's absolutely destroyed the planet. We know why, because they just want to have their time of their lives with the power and the money they've got, rape, pillage, and murder, whilst the 10, 20 years of this planet's left. That's what they're doing, and they're covering it up so it doesn't upset the people.
Wow, we got gloomy here, didn't we?
No, it's not gloomy. It's just facts. 12 years ago, nuclear
the next
industry
party?
destroyed our planet, and they've just gone all quiet about it. Yeah. And all these diseases and all these fires all over the planet over the last 11, 12 years, and they're saying it's things called COVID, whatever, and they're calling it climate whatever, aren't they? It's absolute BS. Like, it's all because of Fukushima.
No,
It's just,
I think it
it's
goes
the only thing that makes sense, really, that they're covering it all up. They're getting away with all the crimes because they don't give a shit. I'm sorry, I don't know if that's a swear word, but yeah.
Well, you speak with a foreign accent, so half of what you're saying we can't understand, anyways. So
I'm speaking pure English, mate. You're American, mate. You can't speak English for life. My family's been speaking this way for over 900 years.
in my family.
Pure English, mate. Born and bred.
I'm just teasing. No,
you're trying to speak my language. I'm learning American, but
I'm just.
Why are you so lazy and not got your own language?
Because we like to conserve energy. We have better use for it.
We do.
It's like
we
this
just
is
have our
another.
own.
This is a thing I say to this is a thing I say to Scottish people, right?
Scottish.
You're Scottish people, okay, and all that, yeah. I'm only having a jest, like just same as I'm having a jest with you, yeah, about the language, yeah. It's like it's real facts, though, I'm telling you facts, but it's funny but true, What you say to the Scottish people is, as an English person, I go to Edinburgh Festival quite often, yeah, and you see all these Scottish people in the kilts, yeah. Legs akimbo, going commando, yeah. You know what I'm saying, yeah?
Yeah.
Everything dangling everywhere, yeah.
Yeah.
And they get to chatting with them, have a drink with them, and that, and they're saying, "Are you liking your kilt then?" And they go, "Oh yeah, Jimmy." Or words to that effect. And they say, "Do you know? Do you who invented the kilt then?" And they go, "Oh. I'll tell you who invented the kilt. it was an Englishman, yeah? And they go, oh, yeah, it was an Englishman, mate. We used to make them, yeah, just in jest at the front to take the mickey out of people. And we ended up making all you Scottish people believing that it's actually something serious. And look at you all. There it is. So that is slightly true as well, Eric, if you know what I'm saying, about the history of why people wear kilts and
I've actually thought about
people who say that they're speaking English, but they don't actually live in England.
Yeah.
You know, this is pure English as you can get. I'm English. My family's I can trace my family back to the 12th century, you know. They're probably even further if books went further. And they're all from Yorkshire, Scotland, all within 50 miles of where I am sat at the moment.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about foreign accents, but I just have a hard time.
Yeah, I do too. You're the one with foreign accent, remember? I'm speaking pure English.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So
but no, I'm just saying, you know, it's probably partially from, you know, all the pneumatic tools from when I was a professional auto mechanic and stuff too. I have problems with voices, period, but accents just kill me. So, but for the most part, I've been keeping up with what you're saying. I was just making a joke about you swearing.
I know he was. Like, I'm getting you back.
Yeah, I hear you.
No, anyway, my accent, is it's all based because my family are like mill workers, coal pit workers, things like that in my area of Yorkshire.
Okay.
And like, so you're in places where it's hard to breathe and you're sweating your guts out, and if you have to speak in the workplace, in the factory or something like that, it'd be a bit like you'd have to shorten things. So you'd like, instead of you saying, "Hey up, Jack, could you pass me that spanner, please?" You'd say, "Jack, span it." You know what I mean? And then you shorten everything that you say. You say, if you're going to say somebody like, "Will you put that into the box?" You'd say, "Into the box." Yeah, and that'd be it. That's all you say.
I can understand, you know, would you put that into the box?
Yeah.
You know, it's when you sit in
it's all shortened.
When you do the shortened version, I can't understand what
that Yeah.
You know, and then you guys talk about bonnets and spanners, and it's like, what the heck are you guys talking about? They're wrenches and hoods. Get it right.
Spanners?
The boot.
They're wrenches.
Wait, have we developed our own American language then, Nobby?
No, you just got English wrong.
We perfected it, Nobby.
Yeah.
I have my own language, thank you. It's called
I've got a CSE grade 1 in English, which is an O-level equivalent.
I'm going to go off Mike. I'm going to go off Mike for a couple seconds, go grab something to drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I need tea as well. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Good idea. Let's have a cup of tea. I've already put that up.
It's tea time.
3:30. It's now 4:10.
Tea time. I've been sipping my decaf here for a while.
Well, I had a very change the subject here just a minute. I went into the doctor today, and because I griped about the fact that she falsified information on my portal on a thing, I told her that was wrong. She decided she couldn't be my doctor anymore.
Did you punch her?
I don't have a doctor to take care of my take care of the infection in the marrow of my bones. So
do you give her back what she gives to you?
I'm really good, because when she falsified documents in my medical records,
they're doing it all the time. The terrorists and doctors. I had enough of them myself. Like, they killed 3 of my mates last year.
Okay. Anyway, I went to the police department and filed fraud charges on her.
Oh, you've done it that way, yeah. Cool.
For falsifying medical records. That's a crime.
Yeah.
But now I'm without a doctor to take care of this infection in the marrow of my bones until November 3rd. November 3rd, I'm going to be way too busy.
You're going to have to sort it out yourself, Mona. Get some help off friends, things like that. Look it up on internet. Learn to be your own doctor.
All right. How do you cure an infection brought on by trauma to the marrow of your bones?
I've no idea, but I'm sure it'll only take you a few weeks to find out.
Yeah, it takes an antibiotic injected into the marrow of the bones in order.
Well, okay, we'll get that antibiotic injected into your marrow of your bone.
Right, I'm going to inject
do it
that
yourself.
right into my tailbone myself. I know that.
Oh, I'll get somebody to help you to do it. Yeah,
it's got to be done by IV.
Yeah, okay.
And no problem. You can't just. Where am I going to find the antibiotic?
Remember, you're a lady, Mona. You can thread needles. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So anyway, you will be good at that type of thing. Whereas a bloke like me, if you wanted me to do it, it might be a bit more painful. But if you do it yourself, it'll be a lot less painful.
What are we talking
and
about?
It'd be a lot more successful if you did it yourself, or if you got a friend to do it, rather than get one of them.
This might not be a YouTube subject.
No, it's probably not.
Anyway,
it's not up to standard.
That was just to inform Wendy that, if I'm not here in November because they didn't take care of me, somebody, I hope, still has the event go off.
Oh, don't trust them ever to take care of you, man. And they won't, because it started off by not taking care of you.
I am back.
I need to make a cup of tea now, anyway.
Nobby forgot to go get his tea. That was a while ago, Nobby.
Anyway, Wendy, that was so you could know that why I was saying I was still in the bed when you text.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna go make a cup of tea and meeting.
All right.
English in their tea.
Eric.
Yes.
Some of your videos, honey, from last year.
They should all be on my Facebook.
Okay. Do you still have a bunch of videos of the overpasses and stuff with the convoy?
No, because I wasn't a streamer at the time, so I really wasn't. I didn't film a lot of it.
Okay.
So it wasn't until we were literally coming back. You got to remember, I didn't start streaming till we were on our way back from California, and we kind of beelined it when we started driving. So, and there was nobody. So I've got none of the original overpass videos. If you want those, I'd probably say either Sasnak or Wizzy. They probably had some of the better videos of overpass stuff.
Okay. Are you coming to my event, Eric?
I don't know yet. I'm not 100% sure. Because it looks like that we're going to be working longer this season. If I do come, it's going to probably just be for the weekend. I won't be coming for the entire week.
Okay.
Which I can explain. Some life changes kind of happened in my life, and I've got to make the money. It just comes down to I can't financially be gone for that amount of time and that amount of money I'd lose for being gone. So, but I'll probably, unless something drastically changes, I'll probably take my little car. And I don't know if you saw earlier in this video, I was talking about making a platform for it so I could sleep in it. And I'll probably show up with my car.
Okay.
Right. And then be there for the weekend. I thought about getting a hotel, but
which weekend?
Well, the event is on the 4th or the 5th?
Well, we set up on the 4th, and we do have the Battle of the Bands on the 5th.
Okay.
The following weekend we have the 9th is the big stroll. That's on a Thursday, I think. That's the big stroll and the big theater show. So we're indoors this year. We've got a full indoor theater. I've actually got the second largest seating theater in Branson.
Well, that's cool.
We got over 2,000 seats in the theater.
That's cool. And unfortunately, it's over 2 weekends, huh?
Yeah, it goes from a Saturday through a Saturday. But
Okay.
we've actually got 3 vehicles we get to put in the Veterans Parade on the 11th.
Okay. Well, we'll just have to see how my season works out, because that, unfortunately, that's like the last week to 2 weeks that I'll be working. After it, if it was literally like 2 weeks later, no problem. I can guarantee that after, our Thanksgiving, we don't work, but
Yeah.
but that's like the last 2 weeks that I get to work. And it's a substantial amount of money that I'd be giving away. And right now, I just can't afford to do that. So if I came down for the weekend, maybe I could come down for both weekends, but I wouldn't be able to stay the week.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, that the 9th, if you could work a longer weekend and be down here on that Thursday, that's the big stroll is on Thursday. I was on the 9th.
Okay.
And the 10th and the 11th, that would be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, are going to be pretty, awesome days.
Okay.
But the 5th is going to be great too, because we've got the Battle of the Bands on the 5th. But
well, if I do come down, I'll try to talk to whoever the sound engineer is, because the one thing that was kind of lacking last year was that if we could have hooked into the actual audio directly off the mixing board and actually streamed the audio direct, it would have came across on the streams a lot clearer and would have probably drawn a little bit more. It would have sounded better, so people would have sat there and actually listened to it.
well, we could actually do that in the theater.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, we could have done that at the VA too. It's just I would have had to made sure I had the right cable, talked to the sound engineer, got it all kind of set up. Most of the equipment I got, it's really just, is he using headphone jack or RCA jack into my external microphone, and boom, it's connected to the stream. So
Yeah.
It's really not that hard. It's just a matter of getting whatever cable I need to connect between the two.
Well, I'm sure that can be done. This is an ultra modern theater. We've got the big screens where we get to put everything up on the screens. That's why I was looking for. I'm looking for video of the convoys and things that we did, because I want to get a video that will play on the screens when, like prior to the show.
Sure.
Okay. Starting while people are being seated. I want to play all those memories.
Yeah.
On the big screens.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've even got over at Black Oak, we've even got screens over to put up there and sound systems to be able to put the words and things for karaoke night on the big screens.
Sure.
I've got all that capability now.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, this time we're indoors, we're not outdoors, and we're working with a ultra modern soundboard and equipment and all. So I'm hoping that, we can be able to live stream through not only from the stage feeds, okay, and be able to live stream from those out to everybody.
Well, yeah. I could definitely bring the laptop with the capture card, the video capture card, and if they can give me a video output, I could actually stream directly through OBS, and do that. Do it that way, and then be able to have like one of the phones as an external camera and be able to show stuff. So yeah, we could do all that. It's just a matter of getting with whoever we'd have to get to and set it up. You know?
Yeah, I've got, we've got the actual sound man and sound and light man from the theater. So he's costing me us But it looks like the Lions Club, God bless them, are thinking about covering my sound man costs for
Good.
me. And then I went to Central Bank today, and they're working on doing $250 sponsorship towards the Battle of the Bands. And then the Branson Cafe is sponsoring $100 towards the Battle of the Bands.
Okay.
So but we're going to have a lot of vendors. I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to be, it's not going to be anything like last year at all, because we got the whole amphitheater. All right.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but Phil tried to get a hold of me today. He called while I was sitting in the police station filling out a police report on this doctor. But he's going to call me back. He says, damn, I didn't know it was going to be that big. Well, you gave me the whole theater.
Yeah.
You gave me the whole theater. I'm going to take advantage of it.
Yep. Well, like I said, if they can give me a video output, I've got the capture card that can do 4K video. So I mean, I can, as long as there's good internet signal, and if it's a theater, I imagine they have internet,
Oh, yeah.
and if they'll hook me up on the internet, I can hook up the capture card and we can pump out a 4K signal out to the internet.
Yeah. That's why I need you here on the 9th. Really bad.
Yeah. Well, sounds like I'd have to be there a little bit even earlier because I'd need a day to set up instead of being on the actual 9th.
Yeah.
But we'll play it by ear and we'll just see how my season ends up working out. I mean, right now I'm off of work for tomorrow because boss is running out of jobs for the year. So, who knows? He may wrap up the year early.
Okay.
We'll just have to see what happens. They'll find something. It's just they're out of jobs that were pre-bid and everything right now. So it is what it is.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta capture your videos from the drones footage. Okay, from last year.
Yeah.
When you did the drone footage there at the Veterans Village.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try to get all of that to be able to play. I mean, I just think it would be neat to have that up on the screen, playing those memories, while people are, taking their seats and stuff.
Yep.
So I've got a heck of a show put together so far. I've still got a few more things to get. I'm going to go take a look at my color guard. I've got I landed the Civil Air Patrol color guard team that is going to nationals. They're number 10 in the United States for flag ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to nationals before long. And so I'm going to actually go see them tomorrow at 5:00. I get to go check out my color guard team. And I even got some cloggers this year, Eric.
Cool.
Kids and their parents. So that's kind of really cool. And
yeah, the entertainment that you put on last year was awesome.
Many of those entertainers are coming back, but where last year it was just get up and sing whatever songs you want to sing, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. This year I've got a themed show, so the songs that they're singing are all based on my patriotic theme for the entire show, because it's free to the vets and first responders.
Mm-hmm.
And this is it's going to be the first. I'm hoping the show comes off good enough that the theater offers me a slot next year in the theater. I've got a co-producer is Daniel Keaton, and he's going to be in concert out there at Black Oak for us. Him and Steve Spurgeon on the 6th.
Okay.
So we've got something going out at Black Oak every day except the 9th. We vacate and go to Branson.
Okay.
So yeah, I just would it. And baby misses you. She's already noticed your voice on here. Finally decided to jump up in the bed, but she was sitting here. Where's he at? Where's he at?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that pub that you looked at a minute ago, which is my local pub, is called the Gardener's Arms. It dates back to the 1740s.
Okay.
So, Wendy, how was your day, honey?
Very blah. Just blah. There was nobody around to talk to. I just sort of laid there.
Oh.
I didn't have enough work to keep busy because I worked the heck out of myself a couple days ago.
Oh, you overdid it one day and ended up with nothing to do the next, huh?
Well, it was raining and the ground was soft, and when you rake the ground, it makes really cool patterns.
Uh-huh.
So I enjoy breaking the heck out of the sites.
Oh. You were painting with a rake, were you?
No, they were just like smooth patterns across, like a diagonal across one lot and around the table and fire pit.
Okay.
It makes them look really welcoming. It's nice. Leave me alone.
I was planning on going abroad today, but it didn't happen because Stanley, the dog, the other black dog you keep seeing, he was in aqua training because his leg. So we're off to Scotland today.
Oh.
Well, about 1 o'clock this afternoon.
That's one of the places that my ancestors came from, was Scotland.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just going to the border of Scotland, just right on the northernest tip of North Yorkshire. We'll just scrape into Scotland and then twist back a little bit, and we'll go a little bit further to the left to my mate's dad's house. So we actually go abroad for about 6 miles. Go to a different country.
Going abroad for 6 miles, huh?
Yeah. But you've seen the cows. We'll go up there. We'll go up and see the Highland cattle as well. So we always pull over and shout cows over. They come over to the cow and have a lick and clean car.
We got some of those here. Yeah,
It's funny how they. Sorry. It's funny how they jump countries like we jump states.
Right.
Yeah.
Biggest illegal immigrants in our country are them wombat things from Australia.
Well, we got a whole mess of them Highland cattle here, and they take you out on a Bigfoot ride, and you go over and see the Highland cattle.
The Highland cattle are so friendly. We could drive up in my mate's BMW, up at windows, shout, "Hey up cows, come over." Next thing one comes. And then next thing you've got like 50 of them around your car, licking cow with their heads sticking through side windows and stuff.
Yeah.
There's especially the ones that we're seeing at the moment, they're 6 month old now. Last time I saw them, it was a couple of months ago when they were 4 month old, when they were let out into the field because they're taken out of the barns and away from the mothers when they're 3 months old and put into to fend for themselves until they're a year old. So they're really super friendly at that age. And once you meet them at that age, they know you for life. Because I can go back there in 10 years' time if I'm still alive and probably say hello to them.
Yeah, the ones here are awful friendly. They come up to the tram that you ride over there, and
yeah,
they give you a little sack of feed when you get on the bus, and then when you get over there, you got this little sack of feed to feed them, and they come right up and want to be petted and loved and fed. So they're really friendly, but they're a little different than our American cows. Oh, awkward silence.
I'm trying to find a film of them cows.
Mm-hmm.
I'm remembering.
Oh, there you go,
Flagstaff
Mana.
cows that I
Oh,
did not
yeah.
get to camp with this year.
There you go, Mana.
Yeah. Oh, did everybody see today where they came out and finally said that Obama's birth certificate was a fake document?
No, I didn't see that, but I've heard it for years.
Yeah, well,
Michelle Obama is actually a man.
Yeah. Well, they actually did.
But she must be. They're doing Michelle Obama underwear over here for men.
Well, they actually did a forensic, I guess, a forensic thing for the last 5 years on the document. You know, they're not talking about where he was born or nothing, but the document itself is fake.
Yeah, that doesn't
How'd
surprise
I
me.
know them hot dogs were coming up? I'm sorry.
Yeah, and
It's a shame you can't hear the. Can you hear the music?
Romney.
Yeah, we can hear it.
You can hear the music, can you?
Yes.
Oh, right, I didn't realise it was coming out in audio. Brilliant. All right.
Romney's getting out too.
I mean, it sounds like your microphone's picking it up. It doesn't sound like it's a direct feed, but
Yeah,
we can hear it.
Oh, so that's Carrie blinking in and out.
Yeah.
Oh, Bobby.
Yeah. He loves those hot dogs.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so like I said, Wendy, depending on what goes down, if I go down to Louisiana to work this winter, that'll decide whether or not I'm going to go traveling for the winter. I don't know. You know, I just got to figure out if my boss is going to get me that job down there or not, because God knows I could use the fucking money.
Your quarter.
Thank you, ma'am.
You know. Well, I'm still struggling from all the money I gave up while I was on the convoy, you know. And then going in, you know, then when I got home, instead of going right back to work, then I had to prep to go pick up the ambulance, and then, you know, I went to work for a little bit, and then I did the convoy of honor and lost money there. So I mean, you know, last year was a horrible year financially for me, you know.
Yeah.
So this year's just been a stock everything I can possibly make and put it in the bank. You know, I really haven't been buying anything. You know, pretty much food and paying bills. That's all I've really been doing all year. Everything else has just been going back to replenishing, you know, my safety net, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I told you that there is a mechanic's job waiting for you right here in Missouri anytime you want it.
Cars are...
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I can't do it. I can't do it professionally anymore. My hands just can't handle it. You know, I've got arthritis and carpal tunnel. You know, doing it here and there, you know, the way I did,
yeah,
you know, was fine. You know, I still have the knowledge. I can still do it. But to sit here and do it 8 hours a day, I don't think I can. I don't think my hands could handle it. You know, to do it as a career anymore.
Yeah.
I just that's part of why I got out, you know, was I was starting to have problems with my hands back in the day, you know, and it was that or go get the surgery. And I was like, I don't really want to get the surgery. And then on top of it,
surgery's a breeze. I've had it on both hands. I'm so glad I got it done.
Yeah, but the thing is that as long as I'm not doing that kind of work, it doesn't give me a problem. You know, I mean, and to be perfectly honest, right now in this day and age, being a mechanic kind of sucks. It really isn't. It doesn't pay very well anymore. It's actually a very, there's a shortage of mechanics nowadays because that field really has gone to shit in the aspect of it doesn't pay like it used to. So,
And
there's
now
a
you
lot.
got to, and now you got to almost be a computer programmer to work on some of these new cars.
Networking, wiring. It's a lot. It shifted a lot to networking and wiring.
Yeah.
There's still mechanical here and there, but a lot of your problems are corrosion, broken wires, modules that have failed. So it's a lot of electrical diagnostic more than it is as much mechanical as it used to be.
Yeah. The thing is you're not going to be able to work on these. I mean, if you're working on my truck, my old truck, that's mechanical work. There's nothing electronic hardly at all.
Yeah.
So, and you could actually get in there and see where you're working, to nowadays, the simple act of replacing a serpentine belt can be taking the whole damn thing apart before you can get to the belt.
Yeah. Cars have gotten so over engineered, and I understand to a point what they're trying to do, but you're pricing them out of what an average person can even buy anymore. I mean, $50,000, well, even $40,000 for even a base model pickup truck. There are people that you can buy a house for that in some places. I'm not saying a great house, but I mean, you can buy a house for that,
Yeah, I know my neighbor just went out and bought him a new car, and it cost him $40,000 for a little mid-sized car.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. There was a vehicle that I just had bought just recently, and it was $36,000. It's crazy.
Yeah, I paid $1,100 for mine.
Yeah. And it'd be nice. I actually had been thinking about coming down south, and because I've got that nice trailer. You saw it when I took Tracy's ambulance.
And I've see how cars are built. Have a look at that video, that 4-year-old BMW video from the factory. So it's like 1,000 robots and 16 people working there. It's absolutely crazy.
But no, what I was saying is
that video over and over again, going, how on earth did that 5 seconds just happen building that car?
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah.
But I've actually been thinking about sitting here and coming down south and picking up some older vehicles that aren't, because the biggest problem here is anything old's rusted. When it's up here, it's rusted. I'm in the Rust Belt. It all goes to shit. So if I really want it like an older, nice vehicle, I'll have to come down there and get one. So I've actually been thinking about doing that, but I want to kind of replace one of my pickup trucks. So I don't know.
Yeah, raw materials are so expensive these days as well. Like, just to make your own vehicle, like say if you've got an old vehicle like we're talking about, and an floor pan is gone, so you could do back in days replicate it all with stainless steel or non rustable materials. But nowadays, put a floor pan in stainless steel that's going to cost you twice the price of a new car.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be, if I could get a car from, what a lot of guys will do is they'll buy a vehicle up here that, the interior is really good, because usually what ends up happening is you go down south and the cars are so sun-baked that the interior is shit, but the body is perfect. So what a lot of people will do is they'll say, and they'll buy two vehicles. They'll buy one up here and one down there, and they'll pull the interior, dash pad, seats, everything from the inside, and they'll put it into that car from down south that has no rust. And now you got a really nice car, you got something that looks really nice, sit here and get a crate motor, crate trans, you basically have a brand new vehicle. So I don't know. Replace all the motor mounts, the bushings, suspension parts, and you could basically have something pretty much brand new. The downside is that, it's still going to have a value of, Kelly Blue Book of next to nothing. So you've got to do all that stuff in cash because you're not going to get a loan for it.
Yeah. Well, my truck, I found out, is going up in value. As it sits right now, it's worth $14,000 because it's now considered.
No.
It's now. I looked it up. Look it up. It's now considered a classic.
Yeah, If it had perfect paint and the interior was perfect,
if the paint job was, if I got a new paint job and and did a little work on the interior of my truck, it could be worth as much as $25,000 to $27,000 now.
No.
Yeah, look it up.
I don't believe that.
Look it up.
I've got a hard time believing that. There.
I did too, until I was looking it up, and it's the fact that it was only made 1 year. Once it jumped from antique to classic due to its age. Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it was only made 1 year, the Chevy Heavy half.
Yeah.
And once it jumped in this year, it jumped from being an antique to being considered a classic.
Yeah.
And that really made the value start to rise on it. But I realized mine's got a lot of miles on it. And paint job.
I mean, to get the kind of money that you're talking about, Mona, though, you're talking about a frame up restoration, a frame off restoration, completely taking it apart, cleaning the frame, repainting the frame, repainting the body, replacing, rebuilding the motor and transmission, all the hoses, all the brake lines.
If you offered me $1 million, I wouldn't take it for my truck.
Yeah.
My truck is the one thing about my old truck is it runs good.
Yeah.
It'll haul a 40-foot mobile home fully filled. I know I did that.
Did you ever replace that kickdown cable yet?
Yes.
Okay. I was just checking.
And I also, I got everything finally, I think, replaced on it that needed to be replaced.
Okay. Because that was just a rig up job that we did over there in Hagerstown or Hagersville or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So right now, but I just was surprised because I was looking for parts for my truck. And when I got on there, I just happened to get on a site that talked about the 88 Chevy Heavy half. And it wasn't until it got to be as old as it is that it became what considered a classic, not an antique.
Yeah.
It's been an antique for a long time.
Yeah.
But once it jumped into the classic category, okay, that now it will not depreciate as long as I keep it running. It's not going to go down in value anymore.
Yeah.
It's now on its rise because it's what it is.
Yeah.
When they only make a vehicle for 1 year, it makes it really hard to find parts too.
Well, it's a GM product, so I mean, unless it's some like special grill or something like that, the motor and transmission are the same parts. So it really shouldn't.
Trying to find a drive shaft took me 2 years to find a drive shaft for that truck.
Well, that's.
I never did find it. I ended up having to take the drive shaft up and have the drive shaft people actually make a drive shaft for it. You could not find one.
Yeah, and that's that.
Drive shaft.
And that might be that one situation.
Drive shaft snackered as well. I had to buy a new one today. I think take this apart all day.
It had
totally worn out.
It was either because all the trucks after mine have a breakdown drive shaft.
Have a what drive shaft?
It's called a breakdown. It's a 2-piece drive shaft,
Ah,
There's,
gotcha.
and
there's, my,
mine has the
there's my
solid
new
long
drive
piece
shaft. Look, talking about drive shafts.
on a 1-ton. You
Yeah.
know, that's a
Look at this
1-ton
one.
chassis under there.
Here's a new drive shaft to go into that gearbox.
Yep.
Yeah. And my drive shaft was about 8 feet long, 8 feet long.
Yeah, this
Big
is 4
drive
inches.
Yeah.
Well, size matters, Nobby.
Yeah. Especially our age.
Yeah, no, and that's that situation that you're talking about, Mona, where it's just that's a one-off part. But if you're talking about the alternator, the starter, you know, those things were on every vehicle pretty much. You know, you brought up the drive shaft, which was a one-time thing, and like you said, you just had to go and get one custom made. Not the end of the world.
No.
You you might have been able to find one. Tell fuck. Sorry.
We went through so many drive shafts. I mean, we went look at, like I said, 2 years. That truck set because I had bent the drive shaft when the transmission housing blew apart.
Surprised you couldn't find one from a van. Vans usually have straight.
They were
drive
all
shafts.
every drive shaft we found was either too long,
Yeah,
or wasn't long enough,
yeah.
or it was long enough but it was too big in diameter. I mean,
Too
my
big in
friend and I,
diameter.
we went through every junkyard for probably 50 miles looking for the drive shaft. We went through piles and piles of drive shafts, measuring them and everything, trying to find one.
Yeah. Well, like I said, or like you said, or whatever. That's one of those one-off parts. Pretty much anything else you would have been fine with.
Oh yeah, finding a throttle body wasn't easy.
Finding a throttle body, really?
Oh yeah. That's the one part that kept me from getting with the convoy earlier than I did, was because I couldn't find a throttle body.
Yeah.
And the throttle body I ended up with was one that somebody had taken off of theirs to make it a carbureted system. And he just happened to have his throttle body, which he had rebuilt. And we looked for forever to try to find the throttle body for that. And then when we found one online and ordered it, when it got here, it was just an empty box. $500 later.
Fun. What was wrong with your throttle body that you couldn't just rebuild it?
I didn't know how to rebuild it.
Oh.
And very few people do anymore.
Yeah, they're not overly that complicated, especially the style that you have.
But mine was from sitting. It set for 3 years, and all the seals and everything in it had dry rotted, or
Yeah.
Did Wendy sleep?
What's up?
Did Wendy go to sleep?
No,
I don't know.
I'm listening.
She's just listening. Me and Mona are yakking.
How you been, Carrie?
Watching the flowers. Nobby's twirling flowers on his screen.
I've been good.
You been good? You coming to the event?
I'm going to try. We have a camp out down here the first weekend, but maybe I can sneak up there after that.
Okay. So, and the fact that they opened up that new RV park just down the way called Black Oak Lodges, or Black Oak RV Park.
Yeah, it sucks that that little place went out of business or whatever. That one right around the corner, with the little, what happened to them?
Well, she's fighting the county. The planning and zoning is giving her a real. See, she's been on a shared well that's across the street where they put in the new RV park. Well, they went on city sewer, so they have to disconnect that well. So she has to put in her own well, and planning and zoning is giving her all kinds of BS about digging a well and what size building she has to have, because it's just a whole bunch of governmental red tape that's
Yeah.
keeping her out of business.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, because she let us take showers there, and it was a pretty nice little. They were nice little cabins. I mean, for what they were.
We had every single cabin reserved.
Yeah.
Between the group of us, we had every cabin reserved for this coming week, or for that November week. And she was really looking forward to having all 4 of her cabins full. And then all of a sudden, the county said that something about they're going to rezone, and part of her concrete slab for her well house building or whatever is going to be in the ultimate domain area that they're taking over for a new road or whatever. She has to move that concrete slab. She has to take down the building that's on it. That was the building that housed her well pump. And so she has to disconnect from that well. She has to dig a new well, and they're giving her all kinds of BS about that. Wanting her to force the hook up to city water. And the cost that they're going to charge her to do that is astronomical. She'd have to have her cabins rented every day for a year in order to even begin to cover the cost of what they're wanting her to do. She's still fighting him. She's got a lawyer on it. Hopefully she can get grandfathered in that way, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But they did put in that new RV park, and they are going to offer the Convoy of Honor a discount. Anybody that wants to rent, at the RV park.
Instead of doing the amphitheater.
No, yeah. Instead of, if you don't want a boondock, you can always rent that she's got pull throughs and back ends there.
Yeah.
And, she's going to be offering a substantial price, a discounted price for any of the Convoy of Honor people that would rather stay in their RV in the RV park, which is fine. It's wonderful.
I got to see how long I'm going to be down there. If I'm going to do a hotel, or I'm just going to bring the car and do the little camping in the car thing, or what.
Yeah. Well,
it costs a lot of money to move that camper,
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if I was going to bring the camper down this time. 35 miles a gallon versus 10, makes a big difference.
Oh yeah, and especially with gas going up the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
What is the gas prices there?
Let me open up my gas thing right now. And I'll tell you in a second. Gas right now.
We're sitting at $3.93.
Yeah. Let's see. Diesel's anywhere from $3.90 to $4.05 right now. And regular is, wait, that wasn't right. Hold on. No, $3.99 to $4.09 for diesel. And then regular is $3.69, $3.59.
Well, we're sitting at $3.98, $3.93 this morning for regular gas.
It's $7.25 here in England for a gallon.
Yeah, that's because you guys haven't taken over other countries and threatened to kill them if they don't give you cheap gas prices. It's the truth.
Well, yeah.
They pay a crap load for fuel because they're they're not the world police intimidating everybody to give them free gas so they don't come and get
And the
bombed.
petrol I buy from America myself. I buy Zippo lighter fuel.
Yeah.
Don't buy this British rubbish stuff that ain't got any.
And then they blow up the world's largest ethanol plant, the corn processing plant.
Yeah, that ethanol crap is just crap.
Yeah.
It doesn't. All it does is make your engine run hotter and burn it out quicker. Gives you less gas mileage.
Coal's the best power for any car.
Coal.
Yeah, steam. It's the cleanest.
Yeah.
Cleanest fuel on our planet.
Yeah.
We had it for quite a while, and then petrol came along, and now look, Fukushima.
Yeah.
We're safer in steam age, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Well, see, we need to put little nuclear reactors and everything, then we can have the true electric car.
But it's too late now after Fukushima, isn't it?
Everybody drives around with little nuclear
Can't
reactors.
destroy the planet.
Mm-hmm. It'll make traffic accidents a lot more interesting.
Yes. We were talking about that. We were talking about that. It took a whole dump truck load of sand to put out one of them electric cars that caught fire.
Yeah.
What are they going to do with the electric semi catches fire?
Yeah.
I put a complaint into my local bus company saying, move that bus stop away from my front door.
Yeah. And you see where Biden gave all that money to that to make electric buses, and they just went belly up. They just filed bankruptcy.
It takes an extra. In America, it takes an extra coal or oil or whatever powered electric station, whatever you call them, to be able to charge all these electric vehicles. So it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, there was a report. I don't remember the exact city, but I think it was in Illinois or something, where a company wanted to buy 30 of those electric trucks, and the city said no way. And they're like, well, what do you mean no way? And the city came back and said the electrical requirements just to charge those 30 trucks would be more power than what the city uses, what the entire city, all the people in the city use for power would have been a higher consumption rate just for those 30 trucks.
Electric cars in Scotland, they're doing about half a mile per gallon. Because they're getting charged up by diesel generator charging bays where
I've seen them.
Diesel generator going all day.
I've seen them.
Yeah, and it takes them. They're really slow. They're really rubbish. They take about 12 hours to charge your car up from empty.
Yeah.
And they use, I think it's 70 gallons of diesel to be able to make you go 150 miles.
And now
it works out a half a mile per gallon.
Now they found a new problem.
Running on them unregulated diesel generators, which spew out black fumes everywhere. They haven't even got catalytic, whatever you call them, on diesel engines to make them run smooth.
Charging stations are like
but that's Scotland. That's another country.
Pumps and everything. They're being banned.
What was that, Kerry?
They found a new thing. The charging stations are being vandalized, like air pump hoses and stuff around gas stations.
Yeah.
They're tearing up.
By saying people, stopping people buying them. I mean,
they put them out in the middle of a parking lot, and they go in there and just strike.
The terrorists, they're just bombs on wheels. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute, Nobby. Let Terry finish talking. What was you saying, Terry?
They put them in the middle of parking lots in front of these shopping centers and stuff, and nobody watches them, and they just tear them up.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to charge, and you can't charge it because you can't. They tore it. They destroyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only technology that I've seen that has some potential would be hydrogen.
Right.
Yeah.
There's actually
JCB's invented the first hydrogen engine last year. It's absolutely amazing. Have you seen it?
I don't know if I've seen the engine. I've seen the electric fuel cell that runs off of hydrogen.
Just search JCB hydrogen engine diesel hydrogen engine. You'll see it's brilliant. It's really
Okay.
Well, Willie Nelson's been running his bus off of garbage for years. With
Yeah, biodiesel.
Biodiesel.
Yeah, he runs it off of biodiesel.
Yeah.
But no, what's interesting is normally hydrogen isn't very obtainable because you have to use electrolysis to split it from water, or you have to break it off of natural gas. So either process has always been a very expensive way to get hydrogen, which is really what's kept hydrogen vehicles from hitting the mainstream, is because it's been so expensive. But I guess the Chinese have figured out a way using a nuclear reactor that as a byproduct of making electricity, just making the electricity, they end up with hydrogen. And so basically, because it comes off as a byproduct and they're not actually using the electricity that the nuclear reactor is generating to make the hydrogen, and they're using the heat or something else. And they call it red hydrogen or something, but if you look it up, it's actually pretty interesting how the Chinese are doing that.
Video on it?
Huh?
Do you want to watch a 3-minute video on it?
I've watched it on the red hydrogen before.
No, I found the JCB one that I was talking about. It's 3 minutes.
I don't care. It's Wendy's channel. It's up to her.
That's what I'm saying to Wendy.
Well, if somebody wanted to see it, I'd turn it on.
Or do you want to see it?
Sure, whatever. I don't care.
All right. I've got to share screen now. Where are we? Carry on talking, because I've got to find out. We've got so much things open on my windows.
Yeah.
Trying to find StreamYard again now.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many interesting technologies out there right now. I mean, variable compression engines, the single piston or dual piston, single moving part range extenders that they're coming out with. I mean, Oh, JCB. Okay, the tractor company. Yeah, I
Are
think
we
I've
gonna
seen
get
that.
blacked out? Did you? Oh well, whatever.
No, don't play it then. I'm just saying, is it okay to play it? What?
No, remember what they did last time? They just blacked the screen.
Yeah, we better not, have we? No. But anyway, it's that one. I'll put the link in whatever chat.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting. It's 3 minutes. But the main it's got about an hour long video about it, but this is just shortened version. But it explains everything about it. It's really in depth,
Mm-hmm.
So for the people who haven't come across what we're talking about, it's quite a good one.
Well, who's got to hit the play button? Somebody's got to unmute it too. Looks like it's muted.
What? Oh, because
yeah, get rid of it, whatever.
We were playing cartoons and our whole screen blacked out. YouTube blacked out a portion.
StreamYard, can unstop screen. There you go. God, got that many things open.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that engine a little bit.
Are they just gonna black me out again or what?
Oh no.
Well, that's because you were sitting here and playing something copyrighted. The cartoon was copyrighted. That's informational thing on YouTube, so you're pretty safe with that. Plus, if we're having a conversation about it, you can critique and talk about stuff, so you wouldn't have been blacked out for that.
Now, back in the 90s, I tested cars for General Motors, and I did a Pontiac Firefly. It was a 3-cylinder intercooled turbo,
mm-hmm.
and that baby would move, and it was very cheap gas.
I love my turbo.
Yeah.
50 miles per gallon back then.
How many miles?
50 miles per gallon, at least.
Wow.
I drove from Pittsburgh to Charlotte and back on less than a tank of gas.
Yeah, there's a lot of, well, I mean, a lot of the cars nowadays, you look at, they got minivans running 1.5 liters with turbochargers. I mean, almost everything that gets decent gas mileage nowadays, they're literally pumping these 1.5 liter, 2 liter engines, moving trucks, and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure why, turbos really never took off in the US. I think it's just because our gas prices have been so cheap that nobody really wanted to invest in doing it.
Yeah.
Also, I don't understand why, over in that place across the pond that can't speak proper English, they've got all these diesel vehicles and we don't have them. They got just boatloads, almost everything that you want to buy. They've got a diesel variant of it.
Is that the Canadians you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the people from England.
Hey?
Huh? I mean, you guys literally have a variant of almost every car that's a diesel model.
Yeah.
Quite a while back, there was a few companies that tried it, but they just didn't. Chevy one and Pontiac.
Yeah, but
diesel Rabbit.
But their diesels were always like, the Pontiac or whatnot. They were a naturally aspirated diesel, which sucked. It was basically a Chevy 350 they turned into a diesel. That had low compression, no forced induction, and they sucked. You
couldn't wear in it.
You couldn't what?
They drove rather sluggish.
Well, yeah, they had no power.
Yeah, no power.
Some of them did 65 to gallon though.
No, but I'm talking about like the US ones, not the ones over by you guys. The ones that were like basically the ones that were basically like a Chevy 350 engine that they just converted from gas to diesel that had such a piss poor, compression ratio. It was almost a joke to call them a diesel.
The Austin Maestro 2-liter diesel.
Yeah.
Over in England, they got the Mercedes and the Volvos and all that. The
Austin Maestros as well were very popular at 90s as fans.
Yeah.
I had one.
Yeah.
My only diesel was that I had a diesel Rabbit, Volkswagen Rabbit diesel.
I mean, my dually's a diesel. I'm trying to think if I've owned anything else. Obviously, my semi's a diesel. I don't think I've owned anything else that was a diesel that I can think of off the top of my head.
I did like the Volkswagen diesel. It was pretty sporty, but the heating coil kept going out in them.
Yeah.
I don't get cars like that, delivering photo finish.
For 5 or 6 years, we used to be able to be allowed to use biodiesel made out of chip fat, but the stopped us being able to do that anymore. Can you do that in America?
Oh yeah, you can do that. There's no licensing. No, I mean, if I wanted to, I can actually make my own biodiesel, and nobody's going to give two shits.
Just stick some sunflower oil in it,
Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. You've got to sit and you got to do a little bit of a chemical process to separate the thicker and the thinner.
Yeah, we used to do that, but
Yeah,
if you're in desperation, and you can just go to a place and just chuck a bit in with your diesel, can't you?
People made their own diesel. They would go by the fish and chip place and get all the oil.
Yeah, remember fish and chip smell come out of exhaust pipe.
Yeah.
And if you had like fishy exhaust pipes.
Yeah.
They smelled like haggis. They're really weird.
Yeah, I wanted to get a Volkswagen that had the TDI diesel, and they've got a kit where you take out your spare tire, which sucks not to have a spare tire, but it was like a 3 or 4 gallon little gas tank that would go in its place, and you put normal diesel in there, and then in the actual fuel tank you ran copper lines through there from the heater core, and what you had is is you'd start the engine off of the little tank, the auxiliary tank, the diesel tank, and once the engine got up to temperature, the straight vegetable oil that was in the main fuel tank would be hot enough that it was thin enough you could flip over, and switch to the other tank, and then you didn't have to do any biodiesel conversion. You could literally just put straight screened vegetable oil in, and you could run the damn thing. You just had to remember that when you shut it off, you had to let it run for a little bit to purge the vegetable oil out of the fuel system, because otherwise you'd have a very bad day, because you'd have congealed vegetable oil in your all your injection lines in your pump. But never got around to doing that.
Over there, is oil over there more expensive than diesel then at the moment, or is it cheap? Is it cheaper to buy diesel at the moment than vegetable oil?
Yeah, it's cheaper to buy diesel.
Is it? Oh, right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It was about 4 or 5 years of our history where we could, what I mean? We're halving the price of our fuel consumption with it,
But before 2000, it was always cheaper than gas.
Yeah, I mean,
why they swapped it.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time where you could just go. You used to be able to just go to the restaurants, and they'd give it to you because they had to pay to get rid of it.
Yeah, they have to pay to get rid of it. Yeah.
But nowadays they've all got contracts with these big companies that come and pick it up, and you just can't go and just grab it anymore.
Yeah.
Companies that are making sewer oil and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, when I had my dump truck company, I was actually going to get a one of those grease trucks, and I was actually going to have a guy, because just for the cost savings in fuel, it would have been worth it to sit here and have him go around and as a business go and pick that stuff up. And then have him process it. I would have had a building where he would have processed it and just run the trucks off of it, because, I mean, you'll go through 50 gallons of fuel a day.
I think if you've got old oil like that, it should never be recirculated and put into the food chain. It should be either be used as fuel like that, or, but what certain countries, especially China and places like that, they're skimming sewers just to get the fat off the top, then regurgitating it and turning it back off into the shelves again. It's like, and people are eating it again. What?
Yeah, I saw that.
Once you use that oil, it's rubbish. It's done its purpose. It's just like engine oil. It's finished, isn't it?
Yeah, it loses it.
Or you put it into a mechanical use for lubrication or something. You don't put it back in the food chain again.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get something that had an older mechanical diesel engine, because unfortunately these newer electronic diesels, they don't like that stuff. They can't.
No.
They do. I don't know what gums them up. I don't know.
All sensors on a minute.
I don't know if it's the tolerances or maybe the size of the injector outputs, but they just don't do it. The old mechanicals, you can throw waste oil in there as long as you filter it, maybe a couple of gallons of gas just to thin it out a little bit. Damn thing will just run. Waste motor oil, the thing will run. Doesn't care. There's guys that got those old 2.5 military trucks, the multi-fuel ones, and they're burning waste oil all day long. Which would be great, if you could get it on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. And I guess if you're driving around town, that's fine. But, to sit here and be able to do that, consistently, I mean, you think about how much fuel we put in a truck. I mean, my dually's 26 gallons, I mean, I'll go through that in a couple of days. So having a constant source of 26 gallons all the time is just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Wendy, you're quiet. I know we're talking mechanic stuff. What do you want to talk about?
I'm just listening.
Yeah.
You're a mechanic, aren't you, Wendy? You built all your own stuff.
What?
You've built all your own stuff, haven't you? So you're a mechanic, aren't you?
I'm a mechanic? No.
I thought you built all your camper stuff and extension stuff on back of your truck.
That
makes me think that you're a
before, but I'm
mechanical
not a
person
mechanic.
anyway. All right.
I'll be right back.
Hi, Carrie. No, Nobby's got a point. You know, you built your camper, you built, you know.
But I had extra hands because I don't have 8 feet long arms.
Yeah.
But I technically put it together.
Yep.
Yeah, which makes me think that you're a mechanic. That's all.
Oh, no. My hands. I'm old.
You're a young'un.
I don't know. It's starting to get late. I'm probably going to sit here and call it in case the boss calls me up in the morning and says, "Hey, I found a job."
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock at morning here. I'm off to Scotland at 1 o'clock today.
Yeah, it's 11:17 p.m. here. So
you're on yesterday, or are you tomorrow? It's
Thursday. I'm Wednesday still.
All right. Have you got
I'm Thursday.
You're talking to me from the future.
Okay.
Yep. Nobby is our future.
Nobby's in the future.
So have you got any gambling bets coming on for 5 o'clock in the morning?
No.
I can give you the answers to who wins.
Yeah.
Sure bet.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You know, it'd be nice. You know, hey Nobby, what's those winning lottery numbers?
No, it has to happen at 5:18 in the morning, though. Whatever happens at 5:18 in the morning in America, I can predict.
Not jack shit. Not a damn.
We'll all be working that out for the rest of our lives, but we won't ever get an answer for that, really.
Yeah.
None of us will work out what we're talking about.
Okay, so it was nice talking to all you guys. I'm gonna bounce. You guys have a great night.
Fun bouncing.
Later, top mechanic. No, Eric, you're a mechanic, right? Okay. Bye, Eric. Bye, Eric.
All right. Bye.
You have a good night.
Night. Okay, that was funny.
Yeah, that's very good. I like that.
I'm like, just go with it. That's what my channel has been. Why would I change it now?
That's right. That's right.
I thought you said you were going to do some discoing then.
I wonder how karaoke would go online.
Karaoke?
Karaoke?
When did Dance in the Disco?
I'd rather sit on the little bass drum, the box drum that you sit on, and play that. There we go.
Yeah, everybody.
Things would get loud.
Do you play any instruments, Kerry? I reckon you're a flutist type person. What type of instrument do you play? Any musical instruments?
Was you asking me?
Yeah, Kerry, you. Yeah.
I play the radio really well.
The what?
The radio.
I do really good with Spotify. I play the guitar.
You play the guitar.
Get up.
Good time.
Have you got any YouTube videos of it?
I played the organ and the clarinet, and I haven't technically played the drums outside of being able to make good beats. I just not a pro at playing along with the music.
Thinking of drummers, we've got
I played my own beats.
So do I. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing.
I used to play piano and I used to play saxophone. I used to play clarinet. I have played the flute because the flute.
I thought you'd be a wind instrumentist.
I played the violin. But I forgot all about it.
Yeah.
You could be a one-man band with all that.
I only played clarinet for like 3 years. The organ I played for 10 years.
Wow, Wendy. That's
I
cool.
should say I studied for 10 years.
Oh.
Yeah, a few of my girlfriends that passed, I was used to play with their organs as well.
I played the tambourine pretty good, and I'm not bad on the spoons. Okay? And I do a little dulcimer now and then.
Yeah, when I sing "Light My Fire" with the group, I usually have the tambourine with me.
Yeah.
I like doing spoons too. And I don't even care if it sounds good or not. I like doing it anyway.
I do too.
Right. You requested that, didn't you?
I used to play the little man, you hold on the stick and you got a board and you sit on it and he sits on top of it and you tap the board and his little feet tap dance. I could play him real well.
Mm-hmm.
The little man. Say that all again. The little man
there's a little wooden man that all of his joints wiggle and he's got a stick that you hold on to that's stuck in his back. And you set him on top of this piece of thin balsa wood. And as you tap the balsa wood, his little legs move up and down.
The dancing man toy.
Yes. I could play that one pretty good.
Like a marionette.
Oh, that'd be fun. There's knobby spoons.
Yeah, you can play my spoons, Mona.
Honey, playing them spoons would ruin them spoons.
Right. It would ruin them big time.
Yeah, you don't hand me valuable stuff.
No,
stuff happens. It just happens.
Yeah,
and there's not that many witnesses. But
wouldn't
happen.
Yeah, but that was our one of our percussion instruments when I was growing up. We was playing on the front porch because all the kids would have a couple of silver spoons in their hand and be beating out the beat. And we used to have spoon parties, music. We had our own spoon music.
I actually like the saw better.
Yeah.
Because you can vary the notes and you can do some really cool things with it.
Yeah. That would also against it.
And then we used to have the milk, the wash tub with a string on it and a stick. And it was your bass. It was like playing an upright bass, but you only had one string, and however tight you had that string determines your note.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was the closest thing we did was a cigar box.
Ooh.
We made our own. That's the closest I've seen of those.
I knew a bunch of moonshiners in North Carolina, and they used to get together, play the spoons and the saw and the like Mona said, the
wash tub
with the string, and you could even use a bow with it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Wash tub bass fiddle. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We made our own instruments. We didn't go out and buy them.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's like our telephone was a couple of cups on a string that stretched out to the barn from the house.
We did have a party line.
You could holler if I was out milking in the barn. They could holler through the cup telephone to tell me breakfast was ready.
Uh-huh.
So there's a silver one dime there.
Yeah.
Can you see the silver one dime?
We had a party line and we heard every story the neighbor had to tell because we were just bored.
Yeah.
Listening on the party line.
Yep. 2 longs and 1 short. I knew to answer the phone.
We heard a lot of things that I would not understand until I was this age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, oh my.
Yeah, you get a phone call and you hear somebody and you go, "Hey, Bob, hang up the phone. This call's for me. Get off the line." Yeah. I remember we had a party line. I still remember our ring was 2 longs and 1 short.
Are you on the cookies today, Mona?
Huh?
Have you had any cookies?
No, honey. Not today. I've been really torn. When I had a doctor's appointment this morning that was with my neurologist, and I thought I was going to get my tailbone fixed or
I'm on
something.
these.
And
Have you had these before?
For her to turn around and say, well, just because you called me out on something I wrote in your file, I'm not going to be your doctor anymore, and I'm not treating you, and left me out in the cold with. So it means that I'm going to have to take a day. I've got to go to the emergency room in order to get to a new neurologist. I've got to go through the emergency room to do it in Springfield. And that's a 4 to 5 hour episode just before you even get back and get seen. After you
I just said F all them type of people. I've given up with the NHS. I've lost 11 doctors over the last 3 years.
Well, I'm going to die if I don't get this bone marrow infection under control. It's going to kill me.
Have you got any local vets? Might be able to do it for you.
Honey, you don't understand how they have to treat this. Okay, this is
I understand who they are. That's a problem. No matter what they have got to do is not on somebody like myself personally, but I don't know about you, Marna.
Honey, the thing is I badly bruised my tailbone, and it has caused an infection in the marrow of my bone. Not like an infection on the skin or something. The infection is deep inside the marrow of my bone and infecting my entire bloodstream.
Yeah.
Okay. Without the intravenous antibiotic distributed at a hospital, because that's the only way you can get it for use for humans, I don't know, I couldn't hook up my own IV anyway, or and the thing is that has to be done. That antibiotic needs to be regulated. It's an extremely strong antibiotic that goes through your bloodstream, but it goes right into the bone. So they have to inject it into the marrow of my bone in order to get
like a spinal tap.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of a thing called antimicrobial peptides before, Marna?
No, and the thing is I ain't got time. Okay, I done looked all this up. I've been suffering with this since June the 5th now. The infection probably started right after the trauma, and it's now got an edema on it that's the size of a grapefruit off of my tailbone, and it's the same identical injury killed my baby brother in 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not I can't play with it, but tomorrow I've got over 200 vendors I'm supposed to invite out to my event. I'm the only one that can do it here, and I have to preview my other people, so it's going to be day after tomorrow before I can take myself 30 miles to Springfield and go to the emergency room and get admitted through the emergency room to get to a neurosurgeon to do what needs to be done to fix my problem.
If you've got $160, you can get that, what I've just mentioned in chat, and you could start taking them in 2 days' time, and you could start feeling better in about 4 days' time.
Darling, if I had $160, yeah, I think I got $22 to make it for the rest of the month. And hope and pray to God that this last tank of gas I got helps me get through this month. It gets me around to everything I got to do for the next month. I got $22 left in the bank account. So, no, it's
and you've got something else to look at now. I've just put that hint there for you. Yeah.
Yeah. But
you have a look at that before you go to bed one night.
But something I take for
what's going on.
Nobby, no oral medication is going to take care of this infection.
Yes, it does. It's a fact. thousands and thousands of people like you have gone through that, what I've just mentioned, and been cured. Alongside other types of things like that, which have cured even worse diseases, and that's an injury what you've got, and it's got an infection afterwards. But I'm talking about life-threatening diseases have been cured.
Yeah, but this one's strictly,
but not in the Western world, though.
Yeah, but
you won't hear about it
over.
You won't hear about it in America, and you won't hear about it in England. We hear about it in England, but the British won't say anything about it.
Nobby's gonna run over me no matter what I say. Nobby, it doesn't matter. I got a matter of weeks to get this treated, or they can pat me in the face with a shovel. Okay. I've already reached stage 3 where I'm absolutely, totally lethargic.
Mm-hmm.
I am.
It's urgent. You get it sorted out.
And I'm in extreme amount of pain, and I've never been in pain. Okay. I had a baby die and rot and turn to gangrene inside of me and never felt no pain.
Yeah. So, herbs aren't going to sort that type of pain out.
And right now I am at stage 10 on the pain level, and even prescription pain medication is not even touching it.
No.
And it's because there's such a large, swollen, infected pocket of infection right down by my tailbone, and the only thing that makes it worse is sitting on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's my tailbone.
You need a natural product to be in your body, which you're lacking at the moment, to be able to boost your immunity and get rid of all the problems in your body. And the only way you can do it is by putting natural products in your body.
Well, I have a lot.
Pharmacy,
pain
relief.
I'm a naturalist.
Okay. Exactly. So are you taking pharma drugs for the pain? Are you in herbs?
I wasn't, but it has got so bad.
Yeah.
That it's not,
it's not working anymore because the damage is getting worse, so therefore you more urgent need to get that damage sorted out. Yeah.
Right. And the thing is every time I sit down or I get up, I damage it more.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd have to lay on my belly not to do any damage to it because it's my damn tailbone. If it was an elbow or something like that, it'd be different. Yeah. But it's not. This particular injury and infection is on the very tip area. It's on the coccyx bone. It's the coccyx bone that's infected. And how do you live without bumping your butt? I can't drive without bumping my butt. I can't sit in this chair without bumping my butt. Okay?
Yeah. You need to fix it.
And I've got to go. And the only way right now that we've looked at it is by injecting this antibiotic into the bone. And that has to be done under a medical thing. So
are you speaking to this quack doctor at the moment who's going to do this procedure to you at the moment? Are you actually speaking to the doctor as a human being, as a man and a lady, or a lady and the lady?
I have actually spoke with the doctor I'm looking to get. Okay.
Yeah. Are you in talking terms? That's what I mean. Can you say, "Hey up, doctor, how are you doing?"
Yes.
Okay, that's brilliant. Okay. So why don't you, next time you speak to your doctor, just say them 2 words, which I've just put out in chat.
My doctor quit me. Do you listen? My doctor quit me today.
So you're not in friendly terms. I thought you got.
I don't have a doctor.
Yeah, I thought you just said that you've got a new one by saying what you just said.
But I can't see him. I've talked with him. We had a long conversation at the hospital when he did my mom's surgery. But I'm not his patient yet, and he won't take a new patient until November 3rd. Well, November 3rd is a long ways away.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been told by my primary care nurse, and I was told by 2 other nurses, Mona, get your ass to the emergency room. What you got can kill you. But I've got too much to do for this event to do that.
Are you anywhere near San Diego? Any of you lot?
No, honey. I'm in Branson, Missouri.
I don't know the
geography
of America.
I'm right in the heart of the middle of the United States.
I've got a doctor in San Diego that answers the phone to me every time I phone him up.
Yeah, but this is not something I can do over the internet.
And I'm in Bilton, in North Yorkshire, in England.
What the heck?
I can phone him up anytime I want.
Right.
So
I can,
surely you must have doctors like that in America, in your part of America, aren't you?
honey, how do they put an IV in over the internet?
That isn't the point, is it? Well, it is a point because it's a point. It's a spike. But yeah, it's not the point I'm trying to say.
No, my doctor I've had for 25 years, my primary care doctor, her and I are friends.
Right,
Okay?
let's speak to her and just mention them 2 words and see
She's
what she said
sick.
about it.
She's sick. She went home. I was supposed to see her at 4:00 yesterday, and she went home sick at 1:00. So I didn't get to see her.
Was that
Okay?
a lie, though? Was she really sick? Doctors
Yeah,
being
no.
sick sounds a bit strange to me.
No, she's been trying. She's sick.
Is she a
Okay,
fabian?
she's sick, and she's trying to work as hard as she's trying to keep up her practice. But for
But
the
what
past,
has she done you any good in the past?
My doctor's been wonderful for 25 years. Okay,
Okay, so what's turned her to be sick all of a sudden then?
that ain't that doctor. I had to go to a specialist. I went to a neurologist for my problem.
Mm-hmm.
She's my primary care doctor. She's
You just need to be speaking to a general practitioner, don't you, really? Somebody who knows everything about bits and pieces about everything.
Right, but they aren't here in the United States. If you got a broken finger, you got to go to a orthopedic doctor.
Oh, you got to go to a broken finger doctor.
Everything is specialized here.
So you don't have a general doctor over there then? Okay.
No.
Now they split up neurology.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So now you have, I mean, everything goes to a specialist. The only thing your primary care doctor does is refer you to the right specialist.
And have you got such a like what I read quite often is the BM, I know it begins with B, but it is the British Medical Journal. What all the registered doctors, it's the registered doctors sort of Bible, if you know what I'm saying, yeah? It tells you what they do, what drugs they give for certain diseases, what things they do to certain injuries, things like that. It's a big book. It's quite interesting. You might find it interesting just to read your condition in actually the English book, British BN.
But
it is. Have you got similar books in America?
Yes.
For general doctrine, whatever.
Yes.
What normal doctors would prescribe for certain conditions.
Yeah. Like I said, I've already had the ability to look up everything about what the MRI
you've looked
had
up.
to say. Okay, we didn't find this out until we had an MRI done. The MRI is what picked up the infection in marrow, and I just had that a week ago. I had the MRI done that determined what was wrong. I had an appointment with my specialist today. To get that taken care of, and she up and decided she didn't like the way that I talked to her. So as far as she's concerned, she wasn't going to treat me no more. She would refer me to another doctor.
Have you got the MRI scan results yourself?
And the doctor I was referred to cannot get me in to see him until November the 3rd.
Yeah, sorry, man. I've realised I've got a 16-second delay here. I've got to pause when I'm talking. Have you got the MSI results yourself? Your email to yourself or the paperwork?
Yeah, I've got it on disc.
Right, brilliant. Okay.
And matter of fact, today I made the hospital give me all 3,500 pages of my medical records.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, you're armed up exactly like what I am. I've got like an 1.5-inch thick document of my medical records from when I was born in 1963. I got that off them about 2 years ago after them killing 2 or 3 of my mates. You think I'm saying? After me falling out with the NHS and normal general doctors and finding out what evil people they are.
But so it's just I'll get it done, but I can't do it tomorrow. And tomorrow's a big day for my event success. So tomorrow I'm going to suffer through it, and I'm going to get my extra 100 vendors, and I'm going to see my color guard in action and get them set up on their songs that they're going to do for that. What songs they're going to march into and all that. I got to get all that done. And I have 25 more entertainers I have to call. And right now I've got 150 emails I have to send out to vendors.
Mhm.
So right now I don't have time to be sick.
But just don't procrastinate.
Huh?
Don't procrastinate on it.
I know.
No, fix yourself. Make it
But
urgent.
I've got
Make
to get
it urgent. Get it sorted out.
I've got to get this stuff done. Okay.
Yeah.
And the only way that to contact these vendors is to go into the vendor tent and walk up to each and every one of them and give them your elevator spill. That's the way you get them right now. And there's a big one that's got like 200 and some odd vendors tomorrow. And I'll just suffer through it. And once I've made my contact with them tomorrow, then I can go to the hospital. Okay. But not until I get that done, because I don't have anybody else to do it for me. There's only me here to do this. And if I don't do it, it won't get done. So I'm obligated to a lot of people to do what I got to do. And tomorrow I'll get that done. And then I can go do what I have to do at the emergency room. I just hate going up all the way to Springfield to the emergency room, but that's what I'm going to have to do in order to get in to see this neurologist. He can see me if they send me from the emergency room, refer me from the emergency room to him. He can see me on an emergency basis, but to just call and make an appointment, he has to put me down for November the 3rd. But if I go through the emergency room, they can get me right in to see him and I can get this taken care of. So that's what I'm going to have to do. It's just that I really hate going to the emergency room in Springfield because it takes you 4 hours minimum from the time you check in till you actually see a doctor.
Yeah.
And that becomes a pain in the butt, not to play on words, okay?
literally.
Yeah.
Have a little read of that later on as well. I've put in StreamYard for your mana. It'll take seconds to look and read.
Okay.
Yeah, when you've got 5 minutes with a cup of tea.
And I'm starting to get a little on the I've been sitting here taking my medicine, hoping that it will calm this little behindy of mine down just a little bit. Let's just drop it down just a hair, and I won't want to sit here and scream. So hey, I'm telling you, Carrie, I have never been in this much pain ever. And I don't feel pain normally. I break bones and run on them. I tear muscles loose and don't know it. I have rotor cuffs that are getting chewed in two and don't even know it till my arm quits working. I broke my thumb, apparently. I went into the orthopedic and I said, Doc, something's wrong with my thumb. It just quit working. He has me go back and he x-rays my thumb and he comes back in and he goes, Mona, when did you break your thumb? I said, my thumb's broke. He said, yeah, it looks like it's been broke for about 3 weeks. How did you break your thumb? And I had to look at him and go, you know what? If I knew how I broke my thumb, I wouldn't do it again. I don't know. I don't have the pain that comes with that. And to have pain is just like my primary care. She immediately ordered an MRI. She says, Mona, I've been your doctor for 20 plus years, and I've never seen you in pain. And she says, then you're sitting here almost bawling because it hurts so bad. She says, something's terribly, terribly wrong. So she ordered the MRI, and they did the MRI on a Sunday in order to get me in right away. And then my appointment was like 6 days later, and now she up and canceled the gonna treat me. Now she refuses to treat me because I told her that she made a mistake in her after visit summary in my medical records. And so
One heck of a doctor.
Huh?
One heck of a doctor.
Yeah. And then she tried to make up with it with an email message. Okay. And that didn't work. You done, you know, you don't know it, but they getting ready to come and arrest your ass for fraudulent medical records.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already got everything coming. I'm reported her to the Department of Health and Senior Services. And I got a form coming to fill out against her with them. I'm filing with the AMA, and then I will be going to the Secretary of Health in Jefferson City, and then depending on what the outcome is of this, I have an attorney. Okay, they dropped me. They paralyzed me, and then they dropped me. That was the beginning of this, and that was on June the 5th. And they have completely omitted all office notes or visit notes or after visit summaries. Is not in my records whatsoever, has been not put in. And that's when they did not report the fact that I had fell after having a procedure, did not put it in the record. It's a lie of omission, because they're trying to cover up that they did something wrong, and they did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I told them they did something wrong, and I just wanted them to fix it. Well, now they're the same hospitals refusing to treat me. So, because they know they screwed up, they messed up with me, they hurt me. And they know that I've got $1 million lawsuit, okay, with this infection now, because of them dropping me. So they don't want to treat me because they don't want to put in the record that which is fact. And that's called fraudulent health records. And with that, it's a felony. And I went to the police station and filled out the report today. You cannot falsify health records. And if you eliminate, just don't put it in, that's still falsifying health records.
Yep.
So therefore, I got him 9 ways to Sunday on a legal basis and a criminal basis, but that don't fix the problem with my tailbone.
That's right.
They'll never fix you now because they want to get rid of you. It's exactly the same situation I'm with them.
That's why I'm changing health systems. I'm not going to be using Cox. I'm going to Mercy.
No, wherever, get away from
and they're rivals, okay? Mercy and Cox are rivals.
So what I heard there is a hospital dropped you. Did they?
Yes. The hospital.
How on earth did a hospital drop a patient?
Well, what
it's
they
the first
did,
thing that I learned before they even learned to put the uniforms on is how to pick.
Nobby,
listen. They did it on purpose to make money off you, to be able to get this CT scan, which is $4,000, to be able to get this, whatever else they've done to you, whatever how much money that's cost.
Nobby, listen for a minute instead of talk all the time.
I'm not talking all the time.
Yeah, you are. You're talking over me because of the 10
I'm reacting to what you said. I've been listening to you.
What they did is I went in and had what is supposed to have been a sciatic joint injection. The doctor messed up and shot my sciatic nerve, which caused my whole right side to become paralyzed. When they told me to stand up,
was his name Dr. Shipman?
You're not letting me finish. You're talking over me.
I can hear you.
But I can't hear what I'm saying when I'm listening to you too.
Okay. Oh yeah.
All right. Now let me finish what I have to say before you say anything. Well, when they told me to stand up, I was paralyzed on the whole right side, and I fell down and landed on a metal bar on the bottom of the wheelchair that went right down my spine and gave me a deep bone bruise from my coccyx to my thoracic, top of my thoracic spine. Okay. Nothing got broke. We had x-rays for that. The CT said there was a lot of soft tissue damage, and the MRI is the one that picked up the infection in the marrow of the bone. Okay. That was all caused because she slipped the needle and hit the nerve instead of the joint and paralyzed me.
That's
I
what
was
happened to my.
paralyzed for 6 hours.
That's why my
because of
pancreas
that.
is destroyed, because the doctor did exactly the same to me. He put a drug into my arm, which should have been muscular, and they put it into my vein, which destroyed my pancreas.
Yes. So this is where I stand right now. I stand with no doctor and a serious marrow bone infection.
Exactly. And that's what happened to me as well. They come in, they thugify on you, they act like terrorists, they drop you, hit you, whack you, do dangerous acts, damage you, and then they go, right, she's complaining, we got rid of her, thank you. That's exactly what they did to me. Because people like me and you will end up speaking to your doctors like a human being and going, hey up, doctor, you realise this, that, and other. They don't like it. They don't like humanity. And when they find out that you're human, they will have accidents with you. Remember who's in charge in your country? That Biden dude orders his doctors to do certain things to people in United States flags uniforms, for example. For example, if I am banned from going to my local Church of England church, which is in town centre, you've probably seen it when I've been writing about in one of my videos. They've banned the St. George's Cross, Church of England. So, you know, you're going into a Biden doctor's surgery wearing a USA flag or mega or whatever on you. The doctor's ordered to get rid of people like us. It's the British against the English, it's the British against the Irish, it's the British against the Scottish, it's the Bidens against the Tennesseans, it's the Bidens against the New Yorkers, it's Bidens against the... It's exactly the same. Our country has been going through these terrorists for the last 300 years since 17th century.
Yeah, well, Biden's about to get his ass impeached. We already started the impeachment inquiry. We've already gathered all the evidence, and we're just weeks away from an impeachment.
I know, yeah.
But we won't get rid of him.
No, we're going to get Jacqueline Harris.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
I know.
We got to impeach both of them at the same time so that at least we can get Kevin McCarthy. He might be a little bit of a rhino, but he's better than either one of them.
Yeah, better than both of them.
You want a true American gentleman or an American lady who's for the country and the people to be president.
Yeah, his name is Donald J. Trump.
Well, he lied a few times to you. You do realise that, yeah? But yeah, he is the softest of them. He is the best sort of person that you've got at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing about it is he'll make heads roll, literally.
Yeah.
He will hang a few people by the neck until dead.
Let's hope so, yeah.
Nobody's perfect.
We used to hang them on York walls, courtroom, and even foot crows to pet their eyes out.
Okay, Carrie, what was you saying?
I said nobody's perfect.
No. But he's the best thing we've got right now.
That's right.
And so we're going to keep trying to, I really believe he's going to prove he won 2020 in this hearing case. He's going to prove it. He's never been able to put the evidence out. He can put the evidence out now. And where you and I already know he actually won, but it was stolen. We know that for a fact. I've seen all the forensic evidence, and I'm like, but he's never been allowed to present in any court case the evidence. And
Because
well, the devil by Obama is still your president at the moment. He was in charge of Trump for a few years, and he's definitely in charge of Biden.
I don't think anybody was in charge of Trump but Trump. He wasn't bought.
Well, somebody stopped him from speaking out about Fukushima disaster, for example, and other disasters around the world, which I can mention, which I probably shouldn't mention on YouTube. You know, it did cover up things that you should really know about.
A lot of things that worldwide has happened that a lot of people don't speak out about. You know, they keep it to a
but as
low
you said,
roar.
As you said, Kerry, nobody's perfect, but Trump is a sort of lesser of all evil, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, he stands with the WEA, the World Economic.
I think at least he's got Christian values. I think he's a Christian. I'm not too sure. What do you think?
I know he's a Christian.
Yeah. You know he is. Okay, fair enough. I think he is because I'm not living in your country. So,
Yeah, he believes in, and the thing about it is he can't be bought. That was the whole point. Mm-hmm. Trump never took a dime of his salary while he was president.
The biggest point about what,
and he cannot be bought. In other words, they can't bribe him because he can't be bought.
And the most heinous crime is bribery. You should never have a law that's able to be bribed out of it. And all these new not so straight laws that have come out recently, like the 2018 in Australia, like Rolf Harris, Jimmy Savile over here, and things like that, have been covered up because what the people in Parliament and the people in powers to be in all these countries, yours included, have got criminals who are acting like that as part of the crew. So it ends up being like, hey, I've got this on you. You're not going to do this person for doing that, are you? And then they end up getting let go free through bribery. Bribery is part of the Constitution. It's totally heinous crime. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're going after Biden for.
Yeah.
Okay. But they found none of that. If anybody has been ever investigated, it's Trump.
Yeah.
And they ain't found any skeletons in his closet.
And me and you and Kerry.
You know, so.
And Wendy.
Wendy, darling.
We're all being investigated.
I just thought of a craft idea.
Huh?
No.
What?
A barn.
Really?
Yeah. And I think it just slipped back out of my head again. All right.
Oh, gone again. Honey, I'm going to back on out of here. Okay. And see if because I got to quit sitting is causing pain. So I got to lay down. So I'm going to back on out of here and tell you, Nabi and Carrie, thank you for being in the conversation this evening. And it's been interesting. And Wendy, I love you and I'll see you again. Okay.
And you're
going to wave. You got to come on long enough to wave. I'll open my camera.
I can do that, can't I now?
Yeah, you can do that.
Don't procrastinate.
Oh no, give me a second.
I'm not. Friday is my deadline date. I have to do it on Friday because I have to have somebody take me. And the person who has to take me can't take me till Friday anyway. So I won't, tomorrow I got to do what I got to do. And then after that, it's take care of me because I won't have anything else I have to do that I can't do from a hospital bed. I can email from a hospital bed. So
give us a second. I've lost my camera.
Yeah, you ain't got on here to wave yet.
I think I've just wiped the camera out.
It reminds me of a song. It says, "Hello, darkness, my old friend."
Well, I've lost the camera.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
My friend. Yeah.
Is it Media Source? Not
probably heard me holler a while back. When I hollered, my cat nailed my toes.
Oh, ouch!
Made them bleed.
I hope it was a
Why is
claw
it
and
black?
not a bite.
Yep. Well,
Why is
Okay.
it black? My camera, I'm moving it and everything.
yeah.
But still make sure you peroxide it, you know?
I put alcohol on it.
Yeah, something cleanse it, you know, because cats carry a lot in their well, think about what they dig in,
Do that. I
Yeah.
can't get my camera on.
you know.
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah. But
Where's my camera putter?
yeah, that's how they came out with cat scratch fever.
cat scratch fever, yeah.
Yep.
It gets into your lymph nodes and yeah, not good.
No.
Not
No.
good.
So you always well doctor a cat scratch wound. Or a
Yep.
cat bite wound for that matter.
Yep.
I've got it back. I've
gonna
wiped
get
out
on
my
your
camera.
way.
Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on.
All right.
I somehow wiped out my camera. I had to put it back in again.
Okay. Everybody's waving. All right. I love you guys. Good night.
1 o'clock.
Right.
Yeah. Good night, all. Talk to you later.
That traumatized me. That I just deleted my camera. I was looking for ages. Where's my camera? And then I thought I'll press the plus button that it says add a media device view. Got it back.
Y'all have a good night.
All right. Night, Carrie.
Night.
Yeah, later, Kerry. Yeah, I've got to make breakfast and take herbs. What are you up to for
Send
the
your
rest of the day then,
breakfast
Wendy?
over with the drone.
Let's say I should be going to Scotland later on today. You there?
Okay, Yep, I am. We
Yeah,
already
it's the
waved
same.
bye to Mona, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ariel left a long time ago. She did like
the
fibbage
spoon's
night
back.
though. I'm so lazy I'm not going to get my spoons.
Yeah, daft thing is, look, yeah, I've got all them spoons hung up in my front room and that thing, yeah. And it must be at least 50 times in a year that I'm in kitchen looking for teaspoons going, I'm gonna have to wash up some teaspoons. I always forget about the teaspoons that are literally 2 yards away from the kitchen.
When I started collecting the state coin sets for my grandkids, I would spend it and have to start the collection over again. Sucked. Never mind.
My house is full of that much stuff that I collect. That stuff. It's crazy what I've got. I can't move.
Who is that?
Frank.
Frankenstein?
It's just thrown that girl into thing after throwing lilies in water.
Oh, maybe I should put on my glasses that look like Frankenstein.
It is Frankenstein, yeah.
It is Frankenstein.
It's just thrown that little child in after playing with lily pads.
Okay. Ugh. Well, that was a really long 1 hour stream.
3 hours, but it looks at that.
It's been 3 hours. See, it is good just to do a talking one every once in a while.
It's good. It all gets recorded on YouTube. You can go back in 10 years' time and go, what did I say to Kerry again? You just go back to YouTube and just replay it again.
They'll know forever.
No, when we're in 80s,
Ever.
when we're 84 or something, we'll come back to YouTube. We have to listen to it back again. Even better when we're in our hundreds.
I say 7
When I'm nearly
people on now.
103, we're still doing this on YouTube.
We had 7 people watching. Wow. I hope they enjoyed it.
It's just like a telephone conversation, really, isn't it?
Kinda. Come sit down in my living room. Let's just ramble on aimlessly and see where it takes us.
I'm just skinning up building a RC gearboxes. That's what we're talking.
Obviously, it ends up with Frankenstein and Biden a lot. Oh, that's funny. Or if E-Rep was here, it'd be a lot of poop stuff. I think he had some kind of a fascination with poop explosions. He's gonna stab back at me. It's just a joke, but go ahead. What is that? That looks like hot chocolate.
No, that's ginger beer in my near a liter size goblet, solid silver.
Maybe I just wanted hot chocolate. That could be too.
I ain't cold enough to have hot chocolate. I think I have hot chocolate in January.
I don't.
Maybe
I
once
don't
or
like
twice,
the
but I
cool
usually go for Horlicks.
It's getting into the low 60s down here now.
It's 13 degrees centigrade here. Whatever that is.
One of us has got to do the conversion and compare it.
Yeah, go on then. I'll do it. Well,
What did you say? How many Celsius?
55 Fahrenheit it is.
Oh, that's colder than here. I'm just a wimp.
In my garden, it's 55.4 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 Fahrenheit centigrade.
Yeah, it's not
But
that cold here
it's
yet.
6 o'clock in the morning. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't even think the sun's come up yet. The sun's just about to rise in about half an hour's time.
So
Not
you
long
just
the
to the
nights
point
now.
where you realize that this ain't real comfortable, and then the sun just starts coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, sunrise is pretty late these days. It's about 6:30, 6:45. Yeah, for sun to actually make some effect. Slowly coming up now, though.
I still remember when I was a teenager. I used to walk around on full moon nights a lot because you can see without a flashlight. You can get away with more. I didn't get into trouble too much when I was out. I just liked being out.
Girls used to
And
do
now
that.
I forgot where I was taking that. I forgot where I was taking. Oh, and so when I think of the moon coming up, I think I was walking around one time and I just got tired and I was too tired to walk home. So I climbed into my neighbor's car and slept. And they almost drove off to work with me in the back of the car. I don't know if my parents ever found out or not. Something about walking on a night where everything's really, really bright and you don't need a flashlight. It's very, very peaceful. And I didn't have very much of a peaceful life then. So.
But torches back in 1968 were pretty crap anyway, weren't they? Yeah, when we were 5-year-old. What, like an orange glow torch that I had when I was a kid.
You had an orange glow?
Well, the torches back in them days was absolutely useless, weren't they, compared with now?
Oh. The torches, the lights.
Yeah, they were rubbish back in the 60s, weren't they? When we were kids. They'd last about half an hour and 2 massive batteries and do absolutely nothing.
size. What were they? Size D batteries.
Yeah,
They still have them for like the
really
little
old people.
air pumps that blow up. Air pumps that blow up the campers, mattresses.
They've
And I'm
still
like,
got them for them 103-year-old people who still use them.
103.
Whatever, 90, 100-year-old people are still using them. They have to do. They paid good money for that machine back in 1920. And they want to keep it going for another 20 years. So, yeah, they'll keep selling them D batteries.
Do I even have any? Let me see. Now I'm curious.
No, they're dying breed, people with D batteries. I think you've got to be at least 80 to be able to own one, really, that you've used all your life.
I don't have anything bigger than a AA battery.
Yeah.
Wow. I need to stock up on batteries when I get to Quartzsite this year.
I've got hundreds of Lipo batteries for RC cars everywhere. And my push bike. That's a pretty big one.
I went to check on that house in Wilhoit and they were digging up the dirt, so I didn't even bother pulling in. I just turned around and said, well, there's life there. See you later. And left.
What was that again? I don't understand that. What?
The house I watch in Wilhoit.
Oh, whatever that name was as a place, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
The place I'm watching. I went out there and I was going to check on the house, but they were digging up dirt. And I'm like, well, they don't need me to check right now. So I left.
You watch it as a sport or what? What are you watching it for?
Because the owner's not there all the time. So I go.
Oh, right. Right. I thought you were watching it for laugh or something.
Well, I
thought you were watching it because it's got a monkey inside or something like that. You know what I mean?
It does have a monkey inside sometimes.
Well, there you go. Small world is there. Pick up on this type of stuff. I'm one of them psychos.
Oh, I still have stories to tell and I just can't. I should just record them and hide them somewhere, and that way if I die then they can tell the stories anyway.
Well, yeah, because if you put it on an iPad, yeah, and all your videos and everything, yeah, and then put on your will, when I die I want this to be my headphone, get a solar panel and make that your headstone so everybody can go see what you've been doing all your life, like 10-hour massive movie on your grave.
I don't know if I really want to sit and watch what I did.
Then we'd know all about you then when you're dead. Then we go, oh, she was like that, was she?
They will, but no one will have to be tortured.
I didn't know she was then.
Watch it. It'll just be instantly known.
God, 10-hour film sat in graveyard for 10 hours.
There's no torturing in the making of it.
Be great going to graveyard, wouldn't it? Let's watch a bit of Paul Buckingham. There we go. Press in. All right. Look at him.
Oh, I must have clicked the statement. Sorry, I didn't notice until now.
Hey, you could make a mint now. We invented so much just then. Could we become funeral directors for the future? Say, I'll come round to your house and film you for a day. Yeah.
I don't want to be a funeral
director. I'll put it on an iPad with whatever, and we can make it your tombstone. Only $40,000. Yeah.
I don't want to.
And go knocking on doors.
I don't want to.
Make a mint. You could dress up like a vicar and make it more convincing.
No.
So you know a bit more about the death sort of dealing business.
No, that's okay.
This is a brilliant thing for young children. Have you got any grandkids or daughters or, get them starting the business?
In what business?
In the business that we just made up. Sure, it's going to be, if at first people do it, we're going to make a mint. You even got you've got an English branch and an American branch already. So it could be international. We could be called, what could we call ourselves?
Nuts.
Wendy's Gravies International. A Nobby's Nuts production.
Oh.
Hey?
No.
We can do 10-hour ones for like 40 grand. We can do 20-hour ones for, say, cut price 60 grand. We can do 65-inch screens for an extra 40 grand. So you got a right big tombstone, iPads we'll start off on 9-inch iPads. Wonder what religion we could aim it on. It makes a lot of people get buried in weird ways, don't they? Should we put it in like whatever
I have
time?
my own faith. I'm not making up a religion.
Should we put it in
I
Pope's?
fly.
Should we put it in Pope's shop? What do you post? The Pope. The Pope mag. Put it in the Pope magazine.
No.
Advertising the Pope magazine in Rome.
No.
No.
No. He can stay in his weird.
It's
walls.
good. He cleaned up Biden. Remember? With his white robes. They weren't white for long afterwards. So sort of.
Did you
Darby
check
sort
with the fact
Darby
checkers?
brown colours.
Did you check with the fact checkers, or just start imagining which shades it was?
Remember back in the 70s, there was only shades of brown for cars. There was in England anyway. Brown and mustard cars, there was loads of them back in the 70s and 80s.
Oh, it's supposed to go to 50.
Sort of this coloured, same colour as that clock.
Okay, I did my app in Celsius. Wait, where is it? And it says it's going down to 14 Celsius tonight.
Right. It's 13 here at the moment, so yeah, it's about the same, isn't
And
it?
it was 23 today.
Yeah, it was here as well. It's about 20, 22 today, through day.
Okay.
We've got similar weather, haven't we, really? Certain parts of America and England.
I'm noticing that stuff a lot. Except I'm normally not in humidity. And so I don't like cold humidity. I don't like hot humidity. What's this thing?
We only get cold humidity over here. We don't get steamy weather in hot. We only get foggy weather in cold.
I thought someday about going through the rainforest. I'm like, nope, won't work. Too humid. We used to go to this camp when I was younger, and they had us go to the bow and arrow range to learn to shoot bow and arrow.
Oh,
but
brilliant.
there were flies everywhere. It was so thick, I'm swinging my arms, and they were still touching me.
It put you off your shot a bit, wouldn't it?
Oh, I freaked out. But yeah. That's what it reminded me of. Why? I don't know. Black and white terrier missing from dispersed on Walker. Okay. Well, it is Oh my gosh, it's past quiet hour here. I'm not supposed to be making this much noise, and I'm the bot. I'm the camp host. Okay, everybody, I gotta go. Let me wave to Mona again. Good night, Mona. All right, I gotta run. It is.
I've done it once already. I've had the exercise.
Okay. Good night.
I got